Because I know there are four other speakers today, they're going to describe what AI is, and I'm going to skip because my slides, because I've taken this class a couple of times. My slides, this is supposed to be a 1 hour duration slide, but I only have 30 minutes for this. So I'm going to skip through the unnecessary. I removed the slide about what is AI, what the AI tools are, and I'm heading straight to what storytelling is, and I'm heading straight towards brand storytelling. Say? This is so confusing. Okay. I think you have to put off your mic. Can everybody hear me?
Yes,
Hi,
yes,
Isaac.
yes.
I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So brand storytelling, not to read word for word, but brand storytelling is one of the most important marketing strategy or growth strategy that every business needs. It's basically about defining what narrative your business should take, basically about defining what narrative your brand should take and pushing that. Because if you don't tell your own stories, people will fill up the gaps for you and tell the stories, and then you have to be reactive. So it's important that as a business, when you're creating content from the beginning, you are telling your stories in the way that you want, what you want your audience. You are defining the direction, you're defining the narrative of what you want your audience to think about your brand or your business. So it's the most important strategy. It's a powerful strategy that utilizes narrative to establish a connection. So there are certain people that they are, if their names come up, for example, you have an idea, even if you've never met them, you have an idea, you already have a description of them because you've heard their story from their brand. So you have an idea on what that brand is or what that person is or what that business is about. So brand storytelling is a very important strategy that everybody needs. There's a powerful strategy, again, like I said, that utilizes part of narrative. It transcends typical advertising practices. So this is not about doing, it's not just about doing ads, it's not just about doing fine designs, it's about writing and putting out compelling stories that are also relatable on social, that's sort of in your content marketing, whether you're putting it on Twitter, Instagram, or LinkedIn, that sort of drives the narrative about your brand and ensures that your target audience can connect directly with the brand. It's, it encompasses a brand origin. Sometimes it involves talking about the founders, where you started from. Sometimes it involves doing as little as reels about the team and how the team works, different reels about the team and how the team works. As unimportant and as fun as you think that is, the thing is sometimes it drives a story about the work culture of a branch just by looking at multiple reels on how the team works. There's a there's a reel that people say, what did um, for example, the name of the founder is Victor once said, it sort of drives the narrative of how the staff think of their boss and how relatable they are in the organization. That you sort of form a narrative about the brand in your head just by watching that video. So those are different types of storytelling. You can use reels, you can use content, you can use Twitter threads. It's not brand storytelling is not by saying story, we are a brand that started. No, that's probably your bio or your profile. It's by using relatable episodes, relatable content to get an emotional connection with your target audience. And you can sell your core purpose, you can sell your why, you can sell your principles, you can sell the real life experience of your customers, for example, with testimonials and customers giving video feedbacks about feedback, sorry, feedback about your brand. Basically, you just um, encompasses your brand storytelling. I gave an example with the Nike Just Do It campaign that effectively communicates powerful stories of athletes triumphing over adversity. They're a shoe brand, but yet they're talking about athletes triumphing over adversity and women who are doing the most, basically to strike an emotional connection with their target audience. And now people are about that brand. They're looking at the brand as more than just a shoe brand, but a brand that makes dreams happen. So that's what in summary, the brand storytelling is about. Now, the reason why storytelling is essential for brands, it helps build an emotional connection. Once you've built an emotional connection with your brand, even when you fail, sometimes you find out that you have um, audiences or people who are brand loyalists come up and speak for the brand. You find that people give testimonials without being asked about the brand. You find that when there's an issue with the brand, more people are likely to come into your DMs than on the timeline because they feel like they're connected. This is a brand that I know. So it helps build emotional connection. It creates a memorable experience. It humanizes the brand. More importantly, it enhances the brand identity, what people think about your brand, what people know about your brand. It enhances the brand identity. It increases engagement. People who have the story on lockdown always have a lot of engagement on their content. It increases, it encourages shareability. So when you see a content that you found funny and you found interesting, you are you are most likely to share. And when you share, the algorithm thinks, oh, this platform or this business or this brand or this handle is doing a lot of great content. Let's show it out. So you tend to get a lot more people viewing your content, which increases your customer or your leads. It builds brand trust. Now, the most important wage of content marketing, the salary you get for proper content marketing, is brand trust and credibility. Because if you're consistent and you connect, content consistent connection, if you have great content that is consistent and that connects with your target audience using brand storytelling, people then tend to trust your brand. And once you have trust, you can sell anything with that brand. Your sales will definitely increase. It drives conversion on a mad scale because if people trust your brand and trust the brand's credibility, then they're most likely to refer that brand, and then they're most likely to work with that brand. It helps educate and inform your audience about the brand. It could be a short video about how to use your app, for example. Um, and then you see people are telling others when they say, oh, I don't know how to use this, somebody else will recommend your brand. When someone says, what is the best app for sending money to the UK, somebody will recommend your brand because they have connected with the brand. It's more than just um, using the app. Now they have connected with your brand because they've engaged with your brand storytelling. And like I said, it drives connection, increases revenue, increases profits. So those are the importance of brand storytelling. Now, AI. I'm sure everybody has used ChatGPT or AI at some point to create content, and they have utilized it to create social media content or posts that they're putting on LinkedIn. It's now easy to just go on AI and just tap, tap, tap. I need a content for this brand. So the role of AI but people are underutilizing AI. They're not they're not using it as good as they should to create content because they're not they're not utilizing AI, especially for brands that you see that they are.
Okay. They started.
Hello? Yes? Okay. I've seen brands that they're trying to share content about um okay, so let me give you a proper example of something that actually happened on social media. Um, I think somebody died on social media. Somebody died, a popular person died, and the governor of Lagos State handle, Atiku Abubakar's handle, and one other politician's handle, they were about to put a post out online. And for some weird reason, all the posts sounded alike. You could tell that whoever the content creators went to AI and said, please give me a post for so person that died. And it gave them almost exactly the same post. It was very embarrassing. I did a screenshot. I'll probably share. It's not on the slide, but it was very weird. I actually sent some content people and I said, this is the use of AI terribly. So AI tools can analyze data. They can provide insights into customer behavior. They can personalize increase your personalization efforts and make brand story more effective, but people use it in all the wrong ways. Here, I've talked about how Netflix uses AI to recommend shows. Is the AI, the Netflix AI or algorithm looks at what you've watched in the past month or past 4 weeks and then recommends shows based on your experience. Spotify uses it, Apple Music uses it, Google Ad uses machine learning to see the kind of people that view your ads. Then they show to look-alike audience, increasing the chances of people clicking on that ad and buying what you're selling. Um, Lumen 5, a video creation platform, uses AI to transform blog posts into engaging video content. So AI, people are using AI for brand storytelling. Here's how you can use it better. Now, prompt engineering is the most critical thing in utilizing AI. A lot of people know the basics. So somebody will go and say, for example, if I said everybody here should give me, using AI rather, should give me content for a brand an e-commerce brand that is launching on Monday. And I said, give me content that announces the launch of the brand. This is what the e-commerce brand does. A lot of people will just go to the AI and say exactly what I said. But you see, the thing about prompt engineering is digging deeper, for lack of proper English for this. I'm going to use ensuring that you have um it involves okay, let me put it like that. It involves refining your prompts to ensure that the AI models like Gemini or ChatGPT develop or generate very high quality content and relevant content aligned with your intended purpose. So instead of saying an e-commerce brand is launching on Monday, please give me a post for LinkedIn and a post for Twitter. A great content writer or a brand storyteller that wants to utilize GPT or Gemini to generate better content will say something like, an e-commerce brand with competitors like this is launching in the market. This is the target audience. This is like, give it more information. This is the target audience. We're targeting 24 to 30-year-olds who are in Lagos and are earning social media savvy and are earning between this and this and this. Prompt engineering involves defining, in putting more details that makes your prompt better, so that the AI model is guided to produce much more better quality content. So by the time you give your AI model more details, the kind of content it creates. So if I was taking this class live, we will do two examples where we're trying to get the same thing, but we are putting two different prompts in the AI tool. The first prompt will be, I need a Twitter post for an e-commerce brand that is launching on Monday. The second post will define certain criteria that AI tool should look at and create the content. You would see that the quality of the content for the second post that has more definitions and more refining prompts produces higher quality content, such that more people are likely to engage on that content. Even when you then take that content to Lumen 5 and say, create a video for this content, and you attach both the content and the video, the quality of engagement on that content is much higher and much better than just putting a post on ChatGPT. So for example, if I was creating content for a brand, I would more than likely say things like, I'm creating content for UBA. So I can start with, hello ChatGPT. You are content writer. So this background noise is really disturbing me. I don't know whose mic is on, please. Thank you. So I can say ChatGPT, you are content writer for United Bank of Africa. Its direct competitors are GTB and this. Looking at GTB's content and First Bank content for the highest engaging content, or highest engaging or highest performing post on their Instagram, creates a 1 week content plan or content, create 1 week content for me that targets their audience as well as lookalike audiences. The quality of content, it will analyze those kind of content, see which ones are performing better, rewrite the content for UBA, especially if I give it more information about United Bank of Africa and how the content should go and what the brand is about. The quality of content is always much better, and it is more engageable. So we're launching a brand, and I really like Monzo content. Monzo is in the UK, but we're launching a Nigerian brand. As opposed to just telling ChatGPT to create content for me, I told it to analyze the highest performing content on Monzo and rewrite to fit a Nigerian audience of ages 22 to 35, especially those living in Lagos, that are this. The content, the whole week people were sharing, and like, what did you do differently? And again, everybody knows that the best kind of marketing always needs a human touch. So whatever content it creates, you can tweak to fit. But effective prompt engineering ensures that the AI model produces coherent, contextually appropriate, and engaging responses. Prompt engineering is critical for a brand storyteller using AI tools to create content. It is not just about putting prompts on the AI platform. It is about putting prompts that will increase the quality of the content that you get, make it more engageable, shareable. I even end every post on GPT or Gemini, I ask, do you understand? If he doesn't understand anything in my request, it's asks me to rephrase, and I rephrase that statement. If it understands, it says yes, I understand, and then goes on to create the content like I like it for me. If it has created the content and I say I like this content, please make it long form for LinkedIn, targeting much more I give it more details, and it creates another version for LinkedIn. So prompt engineering, AI tools are great. Using AI tools are good. But if you're a content writer who needs to tell a brand story and you are using AI tools, if you don't have your prompt engineering right, you will see that you are sounding like other brands. You are creating stories that do not align, particularly that is not engaging, that is not shareable. And when you take a very well created content from utilizing the best part of prompt engineering, and you put it in Lumen or any of those, or Adobe Express, to create a video or a design, you find that the quality of the design is much better than if you didn't have your prompt engineering right. So prompt engineering is critical and important. It involves defining and refining prompts to guide AI models like GPT, Gemini, Lumen, Adobe Express, to create relevant and very high quality content aligned with the intended purpose. You can use prompt engineering for content generation. I think I already explained all of this. For personalization, you can say, I'm writing to Bimbo this person, like list all the names, give more information about the three of them, and say create a specific post for each of them. And then the quality of the content that comes for each of them is defined. You can even put a LinkedIn link and say, I'm writing to this person, and this is what I'm writing. The person is a potential investor that invests in African businesses that do this. Create a compelling blob for my pitch deck. This is what I do. This is what the pitch deck is about. This is what my business is about. And the blob will be almost excellent and to be compelling. You can even say, put it in semi-formal tone, or change it to formal tone, or change to professional tone, and the tone of the quality, the tone of the content changes, and it's more shareable and engaging. You can use prompt engineering for customer engagement, like I just said. I think I already described it. For content optimization, you can do multiple prompts and then get different types of content, and then do A/B testing for all of them and see the one that works better for your brand, and then utilize it for your brand, and you see that you're getting more engagement, more shareability, and more conversions. So AI tool makes work easy. Ensuring you have your prompt engineering on lockdown makes it even better. So, for example, a fashion brand might use prompt engineering. I already gave examples. Of this. So you can try it out on your own, where you just make a basic request for the AI tool. I was doing a class in Kaduna. I was doing a class in Kaduna. I was doing another class in Maiduguri, and I was teaching people that were more Hausa than that spoke more Hausa than they could understand English. At some point, I was trying to explain to them how GPT works, because I thought it would be easier for them to just use ChatGPT to create quality content as opposed to writing it from their head. So I told them about the importance of ChatGPT and how they can use ChatGPT to create content. And then somebody asked that the English is too big. What if the person speaks Hausa? And I told them to put it there and say ChatGPT should rewrite it in Hausa. And they were so shocked that the content came back to them in Hausa, and that they could post that. And so it makes their work a lot easier. So those are the benefits of prompt engineering in AI. Before I should go to case studies, I want to talk more about um, I think I covered it, but these are case studies and examples. This is talking beyond just talking about prompt engineering. It talks about brands that are leveraging AI for storytelling. Um, the GTB bank AI powered chatbot Habari assists customers with banking services. Um, Personalized marketing, where GTB Bank analyzes customer data, where they're sending personalized offers. So one of the things about marketing and brand storytelling and creating advertisement to get people to use your apps, for example, is people create one content to target people at different phases or at different journeys on their platform or at different journeys of their app. So, for example, if you have a fintech app, I would typically divide the app into the audience into buckets. There are people who do not know about this app. There are people who know about the app but have never downloaded it. The people who have downloaded it but have not signed up and are not using it. There are people who have signed up but they only do one or two transactions on it. Maybe they only send money with it. They can do a lot more. There are other features. And there are people who are using those other features, but are not um, saving more. So I tell, if I was using AI to write, I put all the target audience in different buckets. It's the same platform, same app, but write a specific content for these people, write a specific content for these people, write specific content for these people. So you are targeting your audience at the different stages of their user journey. And it's like I've downloaded the app and I've been using the app since, but you're sending me a message that says, download this app and use it to send money. It just feels like you don't understand where I am in the journey, in the user journey of your platform. So With AI or brand storytelling, this is whether you're writing by hand, but most likely using quality prompt engineering to create quality content. You are creating content per the stages your use the phases rather that your user is on the user journey, and thus you are able to engage better. Where you are telling somebody that hasn't used the app saying if you reuse the app or if you reactivate your app, we will give you this. Or telling somebody who has been transacting on the app saying, do you know that you can, if you save on your children's savings account, you can get 20% returns on investment. So you're targeting them at the different phases that they are on their journey. And that's what banks use AI to do now. They are sending personalized data, targeting their clients where they are by analyzing the customer's data, and they're tailoring the communications to individual needs. It has improved customer engagement with them. It has increased customer satisfaction and has improved efficiency in handling customer inquiries. Flutterwave uses this where I know that I was sending money recently, maybe about 3 days ago, from my Monzo app to somebody. And I've been sending money with Monzo and I've never had this thing. And it just came up and said, they've detected fraud, that they've detected that this account is fraudulent and I shouldn't. And I was trying to find out, okay, what is it about the account? They started asking me questions. What are you sending the money for? What are you buying from this person? And so they stopped me. I couldn't send money from that account to that person. Now, what I was trying to do was change Naira to pounds. With it was a transaction where I was they were buying pounds off me, so I was transferring pounds to them. I had to reach to the person and say, I can't send money to you. So AI now with certain uses, the algorithm detects and prevents fraudulent transactions. It analyzes transaction data. It knows where customers are dropping off and what kind of content to get them to engage with the brand. We talked about here, I talked about how Jumia is using it. Again, these are just what the brands say. I have no inside knowledge, but these are what the brands say they're using AI for, or how they're using AI. Jumia says they're using AI for automated customer support, AI-powered chatbots to assist with order tracking and all of that. UBA has the Leo chatbot. When Leo started, it was very bad. But now when you're using Leo, it's almost like you're talking to your friend that understands what you're going through. And it provides very, very, very personalized, real-time banking transactions where you can be like, hey Leo, today I don't want much money. I just want it create very personalized conversations and banking transactions and financial advice, as opposed to Leo of when they just launched. They also have sentimental analysis where they're analyzing feedback, they're analyzing social media comments to understand how their customers feel about them and then improve their service. MTN says they use AI for customer sentiment analysis, which is really critical. Where you have an AI tool scour the internet to find out what is the sentiment analysis of my brand. When people mention my brand, is it in a positive tone or in a negative tone? And then what are they saying? How can I improve conversations? And then you now create better conversations because you now understand the needs of your customers, as well as targeted campaigns. I think that my 30 minutes is running up, but these are the examples of AI used for effective brand storytelling. There's ChatGPT, there's Copy AI, there's Jasper, there's Gemini, there's Hootsuite for social media management. Before, Hootsuite was just a scheduling tool. Now Hootsuite has very, very important insights to the type of content, especially when it understands your target audience. It tells you to rewrite that content to make it better, because this one has an engagement analysis of maybe 33%. If you improve it like this to be better, and you see that when you then change it, the content gets more engagement. MailChimp for email marketing and Sendinblue, as well as I never know how to pronounce this, Frasi. Then there's virtual assistants and automated customer support that most businesses use, Drift and Intercom. These are just examples of AI tools that you can use. I have nothing for design here, but I know that Lumen 5 is great for videos. Adobe Express is great for animation, as well as designs. But as a social media manager now, you can create content for 1 month. You can create the designs. You can create the videos all in the space of 1 hour or so without leaving your desk. And as a great social media content person who knows how to utilize prompt engineering, you can create quality content. So in conclusion, AI tools enhance brand storytelling by providing deeper insights into the customer's behavior. You can request information on your customer. You can request information on your industry. How do your how do the target audience feel about your competitors' brands? What can you do better to improve on what your competitors are doing? What are they doing badly that you can redo and make it better? So those are just analyzing customer insights. Then you can also analyze market insights. It helps you create personalized content, improves customer engagement, and it drives growth, revenue, profit. Um, Future trends for AI in brand storytelling. We need more better design tools. So greater integration in immersive storytelling formats like AR and VR, advancement in design and video content. Right now, some video content have three hands. When you say a man and his wife, for some reason you see the man with three legs or four legs. I'm like, what's wrong with this AI? So, and then you have to give a lot of prompt or feedback before the tool is better. So AI is still learning with regards to video content, um, um, better design tools. So those are the future trends I see for brand storytelling later. Like it's improving and it makes our work better. Prompt engineering is crucial, like I said, for leveraging AI tools in brand storytelling. Just knowing the AI tools to use is everybody knows the AI tools to use, to be honest. For a brand storyteller, content writer, um, prompt engineering is crucial. Carefully designed prompts ensures that the AI generated content aligns with your brand message. You can even put the details of your brand message, you can put your brand principles, and the AI tools will not create words that do not align with your brand principles or your brand message, and to help engage the audience and enhance storytelling experience. Yes, that is it. I think it's slightly over my 30 minutes, but I don't know if we're taking questions now or afterwards, but I'm done. Thank you very much.
Or your internet, but maybe try signing off and signing back in again. But I don't mind going, and you can. Okay, fantastic. Hello, everyone. My name is Lady K. I'm just going to keep my video on for a few minutes, and then I will turn it off perhaps halfway through the presentation. I just wanted to put a face to the name, and so it doesn't look like, you guys are just listening to a blank screen. Okay, let me go ahead and share again. Okay, I believe, Jennifer, can you just please confirm if my screen is visible, my screen is shared and visible?
Yes, please. Yes, it is.
Okay, fabulous. Okay, so my session is on how to use AI and storytelling to generate and convert leads. By converting leads, we simply mean you are not just writing an article for the sake of writing an article, but you're writing that article to get someone to take an action, whether it's to sign up on the website, whether it's to book a product demo, whatever the case may be. That is what we mean by converting leads. Brief intro, my name is Lady K. I am a business storyteller. I have provided editorial, business writing, and content marketing services to different brands, including Harvest, Salad Africa, Big Cabal Media, the parent company of Tech Cabal and Zikoko. Founders Factory Africa, and more recently, Debo Africa. So let's dive right into it. Storytelling, and I'm going to use storytelling and business storytelling and content marketing interchangeably, but I mean the same thing. Storytelling is a great way to connect with your current audience and provide information that keeps them interested. When I say top of mind, I mean that your brand is always at the top of their mind. That is quite hard to achieve these days simply because attention span is shrinking and there are a lot of brands that are competing for the attention of people who would rather just kind of swipe on TikTok and watch endless short form videos than sit down and read maybe a 2-minute long article or a 15-minute long article, right? So the information that you put out these days has to be streamlined, especially if it's coming from a brand and especially if you want to actually get people to know from, I'm curious about this brand too, I'm willing to pay for their product. Now, speaking in a very unbiased way, I'm the kind of customer that is very loyal to one brand. So for example, if there's a brand that makes skincare products that might appeal to me, I'm more likely to stick to the brand that I already shop from because I feel like, okay, I've tried their products, I've used their products, I'm good. But let's say brand B comes out with something quite unique, maybe to my skin tone or my hair type. I might be willing to give them a try, but the information that they put out about that product is what will take me from interesting to, okay, I want to check this product out, right? So if your storytelling is effective, it will draw new eyes to your website, which is a marketing funnel, your landing page, your newsletter, and it will take people from being curious to actually engaging with your product. Now, I think that where storytelling is concerned and AI is concerned, I think the common myth is that when people think of artificial intelligence, they think, oh, something robotic. It sounds like a robot wrote it. It doesn't sound human. But in this context, where we are thinking about how to leverage AI or how to use AI as an auxiliary tool to support our storytelling initiatives, we have to think of AI as a part of technology or a technology type that can help us grow, develop as writers, as content creators, as content marketing people, right? So instead of seeing it as this piece of technology that could potentially steal your role, which is not possible, or be better than you, I think that that's quite a negative perspective of technology. See it instead as something that could help you become better, right? So AI helps us conceive, develop, and share content that matters in today's digital and interconnected era. AI is playing an evolving role. This is one thing you have to understand about technology. It evolves, it changes. It's not going to stay the same. What may be appealing now could not be appealing in 6 months or in a year, right? So it's evolving, which means that as creators, as writers, we have to stay abreast. You can't know everything, obviously, but kind of know the basics, right? Kind of know what's happening in your industry and how technology is changing how your industry works, right? So with AI, with the help of AI, you can create content that connects with your audience or your audience types, right? And Ized touched on this, right? You can put in a prompt and it can be very specific. I want to know how to speak to young Nigerian women between the ages of 18 and 25 about hair and beauty. And whatever AI tool you use will just kind of crunch the data and narrow that information down and save you the time and energy of, kind of going to Google and searching and not finding the answer. So I've kind of put together this presentation and I've tried to keep it as succinct as possible so we can learn. But I want to first start with 5 ways that AI positively impacts how storytellers and creators create, share, and monitor their work. The first way is AI tools can generate ideas, suggest creative angles, and even create content autonomously based on input data. This means that you don't have to actually sit down with the tool and be like, okay, I'm watching you do this. As you're working on that, you can be working on something else, right? I think that also helps with multitasking. So you're not just jumping from tab to tab. There is a piece of technology that is kind of helping you sort out something on this side while you're doing your own job as a human being on this side. I think that this is a perfect tool, any AI tool that you use for content creation, right? Whether that's Grammarly or ChatGPT or Gemini. I think it's a great option for writers who end up getting burned out. A burned out writer will not be able to come up with fresh content ideas, right? They'll be stuck. I've experienced this as a writer. I experienced this when I was managing Tech Cabal. There were just times when the reporters were burned out and, you know, they had to take a day, they had to take a couple of hours just to kind of refresh their minds. That tends to happen, especially when you're a business storyteller and you don't have that freedom to, you know, write a chapter story here and come back to it after 2 weeks. If there's crunch time, if there are deadlines, you have to keep moving, right? So someone in your writing team is burned out, your comms person is burned out, your newsletter writer is burned out, lean on AI. And also, I would say that this option is also great for teams that have junior writers and copywriters. So when I say junior, I mean they have under a year or a year plus of experience with business storytelling, right? So can collaborate with AI and just say, okay, so they're learning how to write, they're growing in their skill. That's fine. You're always going to have people who start from intern level, from entry level, and they grow, right? So we don't penalize anyone for not having the skill if they're just fresh out of school, right? Instead, we work with them and say, okay, how can we use technology to help you come up with ideas, to help you become a better writer? So you can use AI to train new writers on how to write product articles that convert. Second way is that it allows storytellers to produce large volumes of content quickly and efficiently. This is great for lean teams that want to maintain high content output. And what I mean by that is if you have a content marketing strategy or editorial calendar that has your team member or your writer or your content creator pushing out 2 to 3 articles a week, I can tell you for free that writing takes time, especially if you're going to write a business article where you have to do research, you have to read data. That's not easy to turn around within 24 hours, right? So maybe you can assign 2 long-form articles to your junior writer or to your mid-level writer and then assign 2 to AI. And now how you can humanize that is that you can have that writer review what the AI tool came up with and just make certain changes so it doesn't sound too, you know, robotic. And that can happen with AI. And Ized mentioned this where with design, where you put in a prompt, you want a photo, and you see that, you know, they produce a man with like 3 eyes, or you put in text that you wanted the image and some words are not spelled properly, right? Again, it's technology that is evolving, so it's not going to be perfect from the jump, right? So in that case, you don't just take what AI spewed out and just publish it, right? In fact, when I use ChatGPT sometimes, there's like a little disclaimer at the bottom that, look, this technology, this tool can make errors, so make sure you proofread, make sure you double check that information before you put it out, right? But it doesn't change the fact that if you need to push out like 4 to 5 articles a week, think about a BuzzFeed, think about a Zikoko, where it's like every day there's at least like 2 to 5 articles going out on the website. You know, you can use AI tools to help like boost that content output. The third way is algorithm. I mean, if you're a creator, like if you use YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, you already know that algorithm is like the name of the game, right? You can't control it. Again, that is technology. However, AI can help you analyze data to understand what your audience likes, their behaviors, right? And this insight will help you create personalized content experiences, right? Remember, the goal is to convert. The goal is not just to tell a story, right? As a business storyteller, especially when you're working for a B2C brand, they want to convert. They don't just want awareness. They don't just want engagement. They don't want vanity metrics. They don't just want the likes and the retweets. They want to be sure that, look, if 100 people read this article and 5 of them clicked and went all the way to make a purchase or to, you know, sign up for a subscription, then you actually did your job well, right? But if it's just you wrote this great article, it went viral, but it didn't convert anybody, then all you had was a viral article, right? And while that's great, virality is not sustainable, right? You're going to have to keep doing something crazy to sustain that momentum. And that's not feasible for a business brand, right? So when you're thinking about using AI, always think about how can I leverage this piece of technology to help me create content that speaks directly to my consumers. As a human being, you can't know what everybody wants, but this is where technology comes in. Technology has the power to scour the internet, scour the World Wide Web, and pull the information that you need. Okay. And then the next way is that it helps you analyze. AI-driven analytics helps you optimize content for maximum engagement. When I work with brands, when I work with clients independently, I always say, like, we don't have time for vanity metrics, right? People are buying likes and followers on social media. If that's what you're aiming for, like, I'm unlikely to work with you, because I know that organic growth takes time, right? So what you want to aim for is like, what am I writing? What am I creating that will get me like maximum engagement? If that engagement is, I just want, like I said, I just want 10 people to click on this and buy my product, right? I'm aiming to make X amount in revenue from this post. That helps. That helps you streamline your thoughts. That helps you decide what you want to write about and the information that you need to put in, right? So you can use AI tools to analyze those metrics, like how much time do people spend on a page? Like if you use Google Analytics, for example, it tells you like, this is your bounce rate. This is the average amount of time people spend reading this article. Those are not vanity metrics. Those are metrics you should pay attention to, because if, let's say you're a beauty brand and you do an article about like the 5 best red lipsticks for dark skin tones, and then you do another article about how to take care of your nails in like during the raining season, right? Let's say that article about red lipsticks did very well. I mean, like high, like it's like people average time spent reading that article was 5 minutes. And then the other one about doing your nails in a rainy season, literally people only spend 50 seconds on the page. It's like, you don't need to be Einstein to realize that that content on this site performs better, and you should probably create more like that. And you should, maybe rethink this other one about the nails. Like maybe the people that were reading it were like, why would I care about my nails in the rainy season, right? It may have been a great idea within the team, but again, when you're trying to convert, it's not about you. It's not about what you guys want internally. It's about what's going to capture the attention of your audience and pull them in to make a purchase, to spend that 100 naira, that 1,000 naira, right? So the name of the game is like, we have to sell. We have to make sure that everything that we're doing is converting. And the final way is that it helps with generating multimedia elements, right? I mean, social media is rife with GIFs and memes and stickers and all kinds of things, right? So just that flat image and text doesn't work anymore. People are no longer tickled by that. Now they want to see videos. Now they want to hear audio, right? Now they want to see memes, right? They want to know how brands are able to engage with new media elements, right? And ensure that, okay, is this brand actually in tune with the times? If you're a brand that's targeting Generation Z or Generation Alpha, you have to understand how they speak. You have to understand what gets them going. You have to know what makes them click on an article, right? If you see BuzzFeed, for example, when they do their listicles, there's always one wild image that they use as the header image, right? Designed to make you click that article and read it all the way till the end, right? So you can use AI tools to generate these images or these elements. Now, just for example, I put in 2 prompts into Canva's AI tool. Canva Pro allows you to generate AI images and videos. And let me show one. Would anyone like to guess the prompt that I put in to achieve? It's the same prompt, just 2 different images. Would anyone like to guess what prompt I put into Canva to get these images? There are no right or wrong answers, by the way. Anyone? Do I want to call a name? You know what, Jennifer, why don't you try to guess for me? I think people are a bit shy.
I'll please come again with the question.
I asked, can anyone guess what prompt I put into Canva AI to generate these 2 images? It's the same prompt that I used for both images. Jennifer, would you like to guess? Wow, so quiet in here. Okay, I will just say the prompt. The prompt was...
Can I guess?
Yes, please, go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, so for the first one, I would say schoolgirl in a I can't explain what the background is, but schoolgirl with orange backpack at a as a dispensing machine, I guess. I think.
Okay. Okay.
Then for the other lady, I would say African businesswoman.
Wow,
I can't.
interesting.
Yeah, I think yeah.
I have a
Okay,
guess.
great. Thank you. Yes, please. Thank you.
Um,
Yeah, please go ahead.
my first image is of one from to generate the picture. So my guess is probably uh working con or let's say working condition of a female, either young or youth, something like that. Like a student and a working class lady, but they're all like female. I know that it's female generated from. So
Okay, thank you. So what I heard from both Peace and Genevieve is that I heard young, right? I heard business, and I heard youth, right? And let me tell you the prompt. The prompt I put in was digital bank for young customers. So in the first image here, this is supposed to be like a card dispenser, right? And this is supposed to symbolize someone youthful, someone young, someone very like someone that can speak to a diverse customer group, right? And this is supposed to, I guess, be a cashier table. But again, this is the flip side of generating images with AI, is that they may not always get it right, but this is what they came up with, right? Let me show you another example. Okay, would anyone like to guess the prompt I put in for these images? Same prompt for both. Is that, yeah, put in the same prompt and it generated two different images. Would anybody like to guess what the prompt is?
my guess could be a robotic image of or a female robotic image.
A female what?
A female robotic image
A female robotic
or
image. Okay,
data, yeah, or data.
later.
But
Okay,
the
okay.
picture is giving female vibes.
Anybody else would like to take a guess what the prompt is?
Um, I would go with a simple AI technology. Just AI technology. I know the one on the right, okay, would appear,
Yeah,
but then female robots can also go.
nice. Okay, so I put in new media and artificial intelligence. I do think it's interesting that I believe that the new media is what generated this female-like face, right? This female-like robotic face, but the artificial intelligence is like you guys both picked up on that, right? That robotic element for sure. But this is just an example, right? And the reason I showed these images is because in a small startup that is just growing, they may not be able to afford to pay a graphic designer, right? And design is really big now, so it's very hard to get a graphic designer for cheap these days, right? So as the startup is growing, as that business is growing, they can pay for Canva Pro 1 year plan. You can pay it in Naira, and you can use AI to generate, right? Or even if you can't hire that designer full time, you can use AI to generate references for the designer to work on, right? Because sometimes you might have an idea in your head and you're trying to explain to somebody, but they just don't get it. If you're able to generate an image and show them this is what I'm looking for, they can work on it, right? Now, remember, this doesn't even have any text. So obviously, even if you generate something with AI, you still need to add your brand guidelines, your brand color, your logo, and all of that, right? So this is why I say AI is just something you leverage. It's an auxiliary tool. It is not going to do the work for you. Moving on to 5 ways content marketing and business storytelling teams can leverage AI tools. Firstly, tools like natural language generation can actually produce articles, blog posts, social media content, and even podcast scripts based on growth goals, target customers, and engagement objectives. Excuse me. So this allows you to speed up content production and ensure consistency in style and tone. Right. When I use ChatGPT I talk to ChatGPT like it's a friend. So for example, if I need to come up with specific affirmations to target something like resilience or strength or self-love, ChatGPT memorizes my needs. So if I come back and I'm like, you know what, 2 weeks ago you created these affirmations for me, okay, I'm no longer feeling this way. Can you update it? Because the technology has memorized what I was looking for weeks ago, it can quickly pull it up and immediately send a response within seconds, right? Comparatively speaking, a human being is going to have to go into their notes and be like, oh, what did I write? Where did I put that information? Searching in their drive, right? That's going to take a while, right? So this is how you can use AI to bring in speed into your content production, right? And you can even feed your brand style guidelines into whatever AI tool you're using and remind AI consistently, hey, like my target audience is people between the ages of 50 and 60. So make sure that the language appeals to them. Make sure that you are using words that they can relate with. A 60-year-old may not know TikTok slang. So if you're doing that and you're not making sure AI understands who your audience is, then you can end up pushing out content and missing your audience completely. And that's a waste of time and money. So I put in a prompt into ChatGPT. I told ChatGPT to come up with a paragraph for a fintech brand that targets Gen Z consumers. And I'm going to show two different versions. One was written by ChatGPT. The other one was rewritten by me, right? So I want to know if you guys can spot which one was written by ChatGPT, AI, and which one was written by me, a human being. Okay, so this is the first one. I can read it out loud, but I'll just leave it on the screen for about 50 seconds before I switch to the next one. So I've labeled it. So this is 1 and this is 2. And you can put in the chat which one you think is AI. So you can write AI 1 or AI 2, human 1 or human 2. So here we go. The first one. In today's fast-paced digital world, young consumers crave personalized experiences that reflects their unique identities and lifestyles. Our fintech company specializes in printing customizable cards, offering a seamless blend of cutting-edge technology and creative freedom. With our platform, you can design a card that truly represents you, whether it's showcasing your favorite color, a memorable photo, or a stylish design that speaks to your personality. That is the first one. Providing personalized experiences to young consumers is a great way to keep their attention and stick with your business for the long haul. We're a fintech company that specializes in printing customizable cards targeted at Generation Z shoppers. Our online card design and print platform makes it easy for anyone to design a card that truly represents their personality, hobbies, and interests. So which one sounds like AI and which one sounds like a human being? Would anybody like to take a guess? Okay, so P says the human is 2. Okay, anybody else? Okay, I see AI 1, human 2. Okay, I see AI 1 as well. Seems like most people think that AI is the first one. All right, yes, AI is the first one, and I wonder why. Would anybody like to, and you can pop this in the chat, would anybody like to say what stood out to them that led them to believe that the first one was AI? Was it a particular word? Was it the way it was phrased? Was it the flow? Yeah, please, I would like to know. And thank you for putting the responses in the chat. Damilola says AI will always be AI. I like that. That's very interesting. Yeah, but anything else? Did anything specific stand out to anybody? Fast paced. It doesn't sound like something that a human being would say. Okay, so apparently the opening line is what gave ChatGPT away. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I also reworded it, because I'm like, what is today's fast-paced digital? Like, it just feels very flat. I was just like, okay, I wouldn't talk like this, right? And this is another interesting point that somebody has put in the chat, that it sounds very direct. I like this because let me tell you something. When I want to send a message or an email and I don't want to put any human emotion, I actually go to ChatGPT and I'm like, can you please type up a response for me? Because I know that ChatGPT is direct, Ized says is the way I read it. Okay, so did I sound more robotic with the first one and more natural with the second one? Perhaps because I wrote the second one, I know that it's written in my voice. So I read it, I guess, in my voice. And I guess without thinking, I read the first one. But my point is, look at how ChatGPT produced something, gave me a template that I could work with. If you read both, you can see that they're sort of similar. I still retain some words in there, right? But this is how you can use AI. So your writer may be struggling with coming up with an introductory paragraph. They can use ChatGPT to come up with it, and then just work with them to ensure that they humanize it, right? Because people will be able to tell when the tone sounds off, right? When I work with clients on their brand guidelines, we work on voice and tone. We want to know, how do you want to sound to your customers? Do you want to sound approachable? Do you want to sound professional? Do you want to sound friendly? Do you want to be cheeky? Obviously, if you're targeting Gen Z and Gen Alpha, you can get away with being cheeky, right? It's sort of like how Apple can use emojis, right? Because people like that. Younger people really, really like to express themselves with emojis and GIFs and all of that, right? But let's say you're a Visa, you're targeting businesses, you're targeting financial institutions. You can't get away with being cheeky, but you're professional, you're approachable, maybe a little bit friendly, you're colorful, right? So again, when you have your tone of voice, when you have your strategy, you have your guidelines, AI just helps you produce a foundation or a template that you can work with and customize as you see fit. Thank you for participating, guys. The second one is AI tools create interactive content such as quizzes, polls, and personalized recommendations. Again, once it's interactive, it will boost engagement. Their creators, I don't use social media, so I'm more of a YouTube person, right? But whenever I watch YouTube, well, let me say YouTube commentary, but when I watch creators who produce commentary videos, they talk a lot about how, okay, they went on their Instagram and they put out a poll and, they asked their followers and their subscribers to vote, and then they bring the information from an external platform to YouTube and they discuss it, right? So that means that people do want to answer these questions. People do like when their responses are read on a platform like YouTube, right? People do like when a very popular creator selects their questions and they're like, I'm going to read this one out. Quizzes are also really fun. Again, BuzzFeed creates a lot of quizzes, Google creates a lot of quizzes, and people do engage with them, right? You're not going to be able to come up with 10 different quiz ideas or 20, right? Although, let me say that when I worked at Mashable, we had to do that, right? We had to be the ones coming up with these ideas. But now, thanks to technology, I can come up with 5 and I can go right into ChatGPT and be like, hey, I want to come up with 5 more quiz ideas. This is what I've come up with. Can you come up with similar ideas, or can you recommend new ideas that I can work with, right? So you can use AI for that. Then there's predictive content as well. There's a ton of data on the internet. There are trends occurring every 5 minutes. Your social media person, your content writer cannot stay online for 24 hours. It's not possible. They have to sleep, eat, and do other things at some point. But guess what? AI does not sleep. AI is not a human being. So you can depend on AI to scour the internet for information that you need. So I'll give you an example. I have a LinkedIn newsletter, and I published an edition this morning about what's going on in Kenya, right? There were protests on Tuesday, and I wanted to write about it. But because I was working on this presentation, I didn't have the time to research, break it down, and then, put in my voice and all of that. So I just popped into ChatGPT. I'm like, look, this is what's going on. I want to summarize what's happening. This is what started the protest, and this is where we are as of yesterday. Can you call resources from BBC, Al Jazeera, and summarize everything that's going on? And within seconds, ChatGPT spat that out. And what I did was I just edited, made sure that it sounded like me and the other editions that I've published, right? But I didn't have to read the BBC, Al Jazeera, Africa News, because that would have consumed so much of my time. But what mattered to me is ensuring that I kept and retained the It Girl Africa voice, right? Which is why people read my newsletter. And then finally, analyzing data, user data to personalize content recommendations. I tell brands that I work with or clients that I work with that, look, you can't grow too big for your customers. The moment that your customers feel like you are no longer speaking directly to them, they're going to go and find another brand that does, right? So even when you're sending out those email newsletters, you use AI, there has to be a personalized tone to it. So again, you don't just produce it and push it out. You have to ensure that you're going in, you're reading, you're making sure that it doesn't sound too robotic, right? But every customer will know when a brand has customized an email or a product or messaging for them, right? So let me give you an example. I don't know if RME uses AI to do this, but there are times when I would get an email newsletter from RME. RME is a skincare brand, and they're introducing a new product. They're introducing, they're telling me about an article that they published on their website. They're giving me lifestyle tips, right? That feels personalized to me, right? I may not be on the website every day, but it's obvious that because of my data, because of whatever cookie settings I've enabled on their website, whatever technology is in the background is pulling that information and then sharing it with RME in the backend and saying, hey, this user right here clicked on XYZ, maybe you should tailor content for them under this, right? And just like that, I feel like, okay, RME understands me. Obviously, I know it's not their social media manager who is reading each thing. I know that there's a technology behind it that is enabling them to do that quickly. Now, here are a few ways to use AI to generate and convert leads online. As I touched briefly on copy.ai GPT, but I underline certain words here. Creating relevant content that addresses the specific needs and interests of potential leads, right? It's important that you already have a content marketing strategy with clear metric-driven objectives and growth goals before you even think about going into an AI tool and saying, come up with this, right? Because otherwise it would just be too general. And again, you are going to lose interest if your stuff is too general. It has to be specific, otherwise it's not going to convert, right? So once you know that, okay, like we've segmented our audience, we are targeting founders, we're targeting people under 16, we're targeting women who don't wear a lot of makeup, you already know that, all right, I can just go into copy.ai and say, write a blog post about 10 ways to keep your natural skin looking healthy, or 10 ways to glow without makeup. You already know that this is going to be interesting to people who don't wear makeup but still care about their skin. You see how specific that is? That is the world we're in today. Otherwise, your stuff is just going to get lost in the crowd and you'll be wondering, okay, why is this article only getting 1 like? Right? Why did this only get 0 views? It's because you're not reaching your target audience. You can use AI to analyze data and segment your audience, right? So I'll give you a real life example, real world example. The last client I worked with, Salad Africa, they had an existing newsletter before I joined the team. And then after I joined, I said, let's launch a new LinkedIn newsletter. Put their newsletters a house on LinkedIn. The new newsletter was going to focus on entrepreneurs, business owners, and any external stakeholder that was interested in company news coming out of Salad. Now, their other newsletter, their first newsletter, was only focused on HR benefits, employee benefits and things like that. So there was a very specific audience, right? But I thought that because Salad Africa's, one of their audience segments was business owners, because they have products and services for businesses, not just the employees, but businesses, I thought it would be useful for them to have a newsletter that speaks directly to the decision makers. So all the articles we published in that newsletter were targeted at business owners. It didn't matter if somebody who is a business owner came on that newsletter and read it, right? When I was doing their report for them after my contract was up, I showed them their demographics, right? And top of the list, right, across the board were founders, right? They're all the stuff that they published, top % of people that read were founders, followed by CEOs, right? And then at the bottom were software engineers and sales managers, right? So because we reached those founders, those decision makers directly, we succeeded at our goal, right? So, and we didn't even use AI. Now imagine if I'd gone in and said, look, we want to create a newsletter, we want to speak to African business owners, this is what Salad does, can you come up with a strategy? I'm pretty certain that GPT would have been able to closely match the strategy that we worked on internally, right? So this is just an example of how you can segment your demographic, right? You're never going to have one demographic. That's the honest truth, right? You're going to always have primary, secondary, tertiary. And again, as the world expands, as the internet expands, as media changes, you might even have like subgroups, right? So you may have like women 40 plus, okay, but also who are seeing menopause symptoms, and you can just further break it down. You can be as creative as you want. I think AI will do the job of helping you just streamline everything and ensuring that you don't go too far or too deep down that rabbit hole. Then AI is also great for A/B testing, right? And I always tell this to founders: do not be afraid to let your team run experiments when it comes to content creation, right? I find that a lot of business owners or founders will look at what another person is doing, maybe their competitor, or even somebody that's not their competitor, and you're like, oh, this person is writing this person is writing that, they have X amount of followers, why can't we do something like that? Well, they have a different target audience. You don't even know if their target audience are the ones that like to be on the internet, right? So already they've captured them, right? Maybe your target audience, they don't really like to be on the internet, right? It's like using TikTok to reach, very busy professionals. They are not on TikTok, right? So if you're on TikTok creating this high level content, hoping that you reach them, you're not going to reach them, right? They are more likely to be on LinkedIn. Now, does this mean that you can't create video content on LinkedIn? Wrong. Video content on LinkedIn converts really well. So if it's not doing well on TikTok, switch it to LinkedIn and see how well that does, right? If your long form articles are not pulling in numbers, switch and try something else, right? You can actually use AI to do this. You can go into an AI tool and say, okay, I posted this, it got X amount of likes. I'm not satisfied with this. Can you come up with a different idea, right, that I can run and see which content performs well? AI will absolutely tell you different options, right? It's really, really useful to find the right tool that will help you optimize whatever you're putting out. Remember, the name of the game is convert. We're trying to convert. We're not just trying to get people to read. Ized mentioned this about, the Leo, the Jumia chatbot, right? This is really, really great. Customers don't have time anymore. If they send in a question, they want to report something, you don't respond on time, they are on to the next, right? Customer loyalty, you actually have to pay for it now. You have to incentivize people to use your product. You have to incentivize people to stay on your platform. So having a chatbot just say, hey, what are your concerns, and giving a list of options, and having that customer decide, okay, no, I want to speak to an agent. What matters is that somebody responded immediately. And I don't think anybody cares whether it was a bot or a human being, if at the end of the day I can still reach an agent or a real person as soon as possible, right? But that instant response matters in a time where attention is seriously divided, right? Then you can use that AI powered chatbot to even personalize responses as well, especially if it's a customer that has come with the same problem multiple times. That AI chatbot should be able to memorize, depending on the technology that is running in the background, will be able to memorize what that customer came in with originally, and then give a response that closely matches what it is that they're looking for. And finally, you can use AI to analyze social media data and run targeted ad campaigns. Again, you don't want to spend money buying ads and it's not converting, right? You want to be sure that if you're going to put that $50, that $100 behind an Instagram ad, a LinkedIn ad, that it is very targeted. It has to be very targeted, right? Use AI to decide that, because it's technology. All the apps we use are powered by technology. So nobody knows better than technology how to reach people in a targeted way, right? It's like this running joke where people say things like, I was discussing, this trip, and then I open Instagram and boom, I see an ad about it. Is my phone listening to you? Unlikely. Is my phone listening to me? Unlikely. I believe what's happening is that because you were thinking about that trip, you probably went into Google and typed, let's say you want to go to Seychelles. You probably just typed Seychelles, or maybe you were scrolling through Instagram and you saw a really nice photo and you saw like, oh, this is Seychelles. You clicked on it, you liked, without realizing that that creator had tagged where they were in Seychelles. In your mind, all you did was like the photo. But because you engage with the photo, you engage with the creator, you engage with the location they tagged, you engage with even the country that they tagged, right? So that means the next time you open Instagram, you are likely to see an ad. Next time you open Google, you're likely to see an ad, because all of them are all linked, right? So instead of spending like hours, useful, productive hours, trying to figure out like, okay, what is this group like? What do they write? What do they like? What don't they like? Excuse me. Use AI. AI will help you cut through all the noise and give you exactly what you need to know. And then you do the work. AI doesn't do the work for you. It supports your efforts. And then you do the work of coming up with the creative idea, right? Because technology at the end of the day does not have human emotions, right? So the way in which you write that script, the way in which you edit that video, you're using your human feelings, you're using like your understanding of human psychology. By the way, I'd highly recommend that anyone who is a writer, content creator, you should definitely like just take an online course about psychology. There's a bunch of free ones online, because it helps you understand the way people think, what motivates them to buy, what motivates them to stop shopping on a particular website. Right now, there are people that are going on no buy months. There are people that de-influencing certain things. There are people that decluttering. There are people that are into upcycling now, when they don't buy new clothes for a while and they just make use of what's in their closet. Now, a fashion house may think, why am I not getting enough sales? Why are people not coming on my website, without realizing that psychology is at play and it has nothing to do with the brand and everything to do with somebody on the other side just being like, I don't want to spend money this month, right? Again, AI can help you understand trends and what's happening. And so when you have to run that campaign, you're realizing, okay, I want to target customers that are shopping. I don't want to target people that are, doing their, I'm not buying this month, I'm not buying for 6 months, I'm not buying for the whole year. And AI can absolutely find that information for you online. So that is the end of my presentation. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Wait for joining us.
Thank you very much. I'm really a bit tense. I'm a bit tensed because of the whole mic ish, but let's just do this. So please let me know if you can hear me consistently so it doesn't go off again. I'm talking about weaving your brand narrative with it. So I think you've said a lot of things, but I just want to wrap it up with the practical aspects of weaving your brand narrative with AI. So first of all, brand narratives. Brand narratives are more than your content. They're more than the blog posts you write. They're more than the social media posts, your newsletters. They're actually the core message of your brand, what your brand represents, your vision, your mission, your values, your purpose, why your brand exists, what it offers to people. So this is like the core, who your brand is. When we think of your brand, what do we think of? There are certain things. For MTN, we think of connecting people and businesses around Nigeria.
Hello, Faith. Sorry to interrupt you.
Hello.
Can you share slides with Jennifer so that they'll use a laptop to project it? I think you're projecting from your phone and it's so little. I don't know if everybody's eyesight is as terrible as mine, but we can't see. Or I can see.
Okay. All right, I get. I'll just share.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. Or can I just talk since we're trying to make time, save time here?
Yeah, maybe you can go ahead because I think you just have like 10.
All right then. Okay, so brand narratives are, like I said, things that encompass all that you do, what you do, and so they form the core message of your brand. They form they tend to be the framework of all that you do, the framework of your blog post. So when we think of your brand, what do we think? What do we say? What do we hear? What do we think of? So when you're forming brand narratives, the thing about brand narratives, or one key element about brand narrative, is consistency. While there's authenticity, while there is emotional resonance, there's the key thing is consistency. And funny enough, we are humans, and it can be that one day you're not as open-minded as you usually are, and then your message gets to, it shakes a bit. You are writing on a different topic, you're writing to a different audience, and you're not able to unify your message or your narrative across your different forms of content, your different channels. You want to write a blog post, it sounds different from you. You want to write a newsletter, it creates another sound. So first of all, consistency is one very, very key thing, as well as authenticity and emotional resonance. So now that, we're talking about AI, I think there are different ways AI can help us with maintaining our brand narratives across all our forms of content. In one way is ideation. AI can help you with ideation. And in ideation, what AI can do for you is to help you with analysis and research. think they mentioned it a lot, the first two speakers, but under brand narratives, your AI can help you research your audience and what they like, their interests, as well as other brands that are similar to yours, and it can analyze for you their core message. Not so that you can steal it, but so that you can better have an idea of what could be, of what your brand narrative could be. Using that, also using information from your brand narrative, the AI can suggest content themes, content calendar, stories. It can help you craft, personalize your blog posts and different things to fit your brand narrative. The AI can help you write for different mediums, different audience, different tones, different purposes, but still maintain your brand voice. If I should tell someone, okay, tell me about your service. Let's say you're writing, talking about your service on LinkedIn. Let's say you are talking about giving a case study. Let's say you're giving a case study to founders. Let's say you're writing a customer testimonial. Let's say we have three different content to three different audiences. Many of us will forget what exactly our brand narratives are, but with a very good use of AI, you can diversify your content to different tones, different audiences, different purposes, different mediums, but still retain that core thing about your brand. Now, the thing is, many times time's sake, many times we tend to pawn off our work on AI. We just meet an AI tool and say, I want to write this, do this for me, and we expect AI to just create magic. AI doesn't create magic. Of course, it works with data that has been imputed into it. So what you should focus on when using AI is to give it quality input. It's garbage in, garbage out. So the quality of your input will always determine the quality of your output. If you give it a very shallow prompt, you get a very shallow response. So before you use AI for your brand narratives, before you use AI to to unify your message around your various content channels and content topics, what you should do is to define your brand identity and purpose by yourself. Know what it is. Problem with people when they're building a personal brand is they don't particularly know, they're not very abreast with who they are, what they do, or why they do what they do. So define your brand, define your purpose. Let it be that you can say it in 10, 100 different ways, but we'll still understand that you're about sustainability, you're about empathy, you're about reaching people with good content. Let's know what you're about, even if you say it in different way. Next, understand your audience and find your story. Find your story filled with challenges, with victories, with successes. Find that story, find that why. Why did you start it? Some of us, because we're in a digital age now, anybody can just wake up and start a business without knowing why they're starting that business. So know why, know that. And those things that you know are going to be the things that you input into your AI tool, and it will give you quality responses. One of the ways to use AI is provide details in every prompt. Let every prompt be detailed. I mean, there's sometimes I've written a prompt that is almost 70, 100 words because it has to be details. It has to be detailed. If you want to write a blog post, say on the new fintech product that you're launching, talk about in your prompt, you can talk about the backstory, the purpose, the kind of content you want, the expected outcome. I want to write a blog post on this service. I want it to engage people and cause people to know and project me as an authority here. This is why I began this service. This is what I wanted to achieve to people. These are the people I'm talking to. Say all of that. Be very detailed in your prompt. It's okay to even to give your AI to a rough idea. I want to write a story about this. I want to write a blog post. I think this is my idea. I want to talk to people like this. I want them to understand that writing is simple, writing is easy, writing can be complex, but you can make it simple if you know things. You can put in details like that. It will help to give a context to your AI too. Two, another thing is to provide data for analysis. Tell your AI to the audience you're talking to, the amount of words you want it to write, the response you get. Let's say you've written a blog post like that before and people didn't particularly respond. You can give this give your AI tool a data and say, okay, take this content, analyze it. How can I make it better? Take this content. This was the engagement I got. How can I make it better? These are my audience. What do you think they need right now? What do you think they are searching for? What do you think that they would like to talk about? And then learn also to fine-tune your input and its output. Many times when people write or give a prompt, they immediately just take the first thing AI gives to them. Please read through it, modify your input and say, okay, I didn't, many times, there are sometimes AI is giving me, ChatGPT particularly, it's giving me an output or a write-up, and I say, okay, you missed my point. I want it to sound empathetic. You're sounding a bit friendly and you have too many metaphors. Please change that. You rewrite, you revise, you refine your input to make sure that it's fitting with your brand story, with your voice. Of course, AI cannot completely mimic your voice, but it can give you a very solid base that you can, of course, humanize with your own writing. Next way to work with AI, provide parameters, like I mentioned, length, channel, simplicity, be simple but very professional. Talk like you're writing to 10-year-olds. Maintain this tone. My brand tone is professional, friendly, with a bit of empathy. My brand tone is authoritative. My brand tone is, I use a lot of humor and sarcasm. Add it to your output. Style, let's use a story that's relevant to African people. So give certain parameters. Length, it's a social media post, so let the hook be very entertaining. You can do that, and also give feedback. Learn to like or dislike certain responses. I think Isaac talked about this. Learn to dislike and like certain response and say, no, I don't like this response, and then give a reason why. I think there's Copilot, Microsoft Copilot does this. It can allow you train the output. You can train Microsoft Pilot to understand what your brand is about. Many times I just go on Microsoft Pilot and say, okay, I want to organize a workshop for my students, and to tell me, oh yes, as a writing consultant, this week holding a workshop is a very good idea. So it already knows who I am, what I do, why I want to do it. I think recently ChatGPT 2 has been upgraded to allow memory for that. So you can memorize and analyze your previous chats to understand who you are, what you do, or your style of writing. So you can actually train your AI like that by letting it understand, constantly talking about your tone, your style, what you do. I'm a writing consultant. I help people write. I talk to both writers. I put that almost like copy and paste on every prompt so that over time, you can get to understand that this is what I do, this is why I do it. And so everything that it generates for me will circle around there, because that's what your brand narrates, that's what your brand needs. Your brand needs to be seen as a whole. It needs to be seen as consistent, constant. So everything you write, everything you do should border around your singular message. I think, like I mentioned, when we think about certain brands, we have things in our mind. When we think of OPay, we think of people who want to use a company wants to use technology to serve the unbanked and underbanked. So everything they will write will surely go towards innovation, towards customer centric. It gives a customer centric approach. MTN will always show connectivity, technology, customer satisfaction. So using AI, you can be able to train your AI with good prompts to know what your brand is about, so that you can easily generate ideas, content strategies, topics, themes, whenever you need it. I can go on ChatGPT right now, Microsoft Pilot, or even Gemini, and just write, okay, you know what I do, right? And then the response come and say, yes, I know what you do. You're a writing consultant, this. Okay, I need 20 days of content this is the purpose, this is the expected outcome, this is my audience, this is what I want that content to do for me, this is what I want this content to do for them. I want it to educate them, to inspire them. I want it to get me leads and show me as an authority. And so it generates this. And I don't have to be so afraid or so careful, because I know that knowing it has gotten a hang of what my brand is about. So it's able to produce content in that light. So again, brand narratives are the core message, your core message. We already know that storytelling is very crucial for portraying your brand narratives. You can't tell us. I think we've listened to certain brands that sound way over our heads. It's the reason why I always hated that vision, mission, goal, purpose thing, because they sound so eclectic, so exoteric, you can't relate to them. The mission is to create vision-centered buildings that drive economic impact, and you're wondering, like, what does this mean? But storytelling helps to use relatable experiences, relatable emotions, relatable thoughts, things people can relate to bring your message to people. So that's why Indomie will not just tell you that we like their ads or their brands get to show they are towards family, towards good taste, with relatable ads or relatable copies. So if you can use storytelling, again, I think Isaac mentioned that you don't have to say story, time, once upon a time, but using relatable experience to show that I understand my audience, and this is what I am about. This is what I am about. I want to reach out to people who are underbanked. I want to reach out to people who cannot communicate for themselves, who are unable to express their ideas in writing. I know I want to talk to these people and help them express. That's easier to understand. So that's for storytelling in brand, weaving your brand narratives. So also Chat GPT, Gemini, AI tools they can be taught, they can be modeled. Your prompts can help constrain them towards using stories. Of course, many times when you tell AI tools to write a story for you, you get to hear things, very weird stories, I swear. But again, with refinement, with constant refinement, with better prompts, detailed prompts, you can tell the story that you want. You can ask it to tell the story that you want it to tell you. Many times when I want to write a story, I know that I want to use a relatable human experience. I give a rough draft, a very rough draft to ChatGPT. It starts with, I want to talk to people who are unable to write. They have ideas, but they cannot translate it into words. They get frustrated, so they tend to use voice notes. They get frustrated, so their writing is not as clear as as it should be. And then I want to show that I understand them, and these are practical steps that they can use. Saying that, it helps ChatGPT know what I want to do. And so when it's generating ideas for me, it generates it using that relatable experience. So in all of it, if I was to summarize everything to weave a very good, consistent, and relatable brand narrative, work on your prompts, work on your inputs, provide details, provide data, fine tune, give feedback, constantly train your AI to understand what your tone is, what your voice is, and most importantly, you understand what you are about. If you can understand what you're about, you can tell when ChatGPTs or AI tools are going off tone. You can tell, and you can be able to give better prompts. So think I think I tried to beat time, right, Jennifer?
Yeah, yes, I can agree. Thank you so much, Faith. I think you missed introducing yourself. Will you want to do that? I think you were trying to speed up with time and then you missed introducing yourself.
Let's do
Um,
that. So, all right, so I'm Faith Efe. I'm not just a writer, but I'm a writing consultant. My purpose, my sole aim in this world, in this life, is to help people communicate their ideas simply, easily through writing. And writing is not a career, it's first a skill that everybody needs. You need to write, whoever you are, whatever you do. So I teach people how to write so that they can communicate their ideas, communicate their values. And that's all. I run a writing consultancy. That's where we offer services, particularly writing coaching. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So much for also using your time properly. I really do appreciate it. And I think this was really insightful. I think I was able to learn how to properly use AI, especially. I think one thing I got is how to refine a draft. Yeah, with the use of AI, right? Um, I don't know if anyone has any question for Faith before we go on to our next facilitator. Anyone? Any question? Any question, anyone? Okay, I think there's no
Good evening,
question. Thank you so
Dr.
much. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, she made mention about something on tune. What if you have a brand, but like, okay, you are consistent with your tune, but along the line, you find out that that tune you are making use of is not what works for your brand or does not
Okay.
work for you. Is it okay to like change the tune and still be consistent? Can you be consistent while changing tunes? Something like that. That's my question. Thank you.
Okay. So being consistent doesn't avoid change. So what it means that if you find out and in truth is not particularly working for you, working for your audience, you can change it. And when you do change, then you become consistent. So consistent doesn't particularly mean change, but it means constant. So when you do change, become constant, as long as you do know that that tone you are changing into is better for your audience, so that you will not have to experiment with that and then you change again and then you change again. That is when it's not consistent. So if you do your research, you've come to understand that your previous tone probably it was too formal for your Gen Z audience. So you want to switch to become friendly. That's fine. So just switch. You don't have to say that, okay, I'm switching my tone, everybody, a new announcement. Just switch your tone, put up a content that's in your new tone and do it consistently, do it frequently, do it constantly, and that's fine.
Yeah, thank you so
So
much. Sarah, I hope that answers your question, right? Hello, Sarah.
Yes, my love. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. Does anyone have any other question? Okay, if we don't, thank you so much, Faith. It was really good to listen and hear from you, even though we had to rush up with just 20 minutes, but I can say we learned a thing or two. Please let's go over to our next facilitator, Boluwatife. She is a book editor. Boluwatife, please, are you here? Would you like to introduce yourself and then go ahead with your session? Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Am I loud enough? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Can
Can.
anybody hear me? Okay, so I start again. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I'm excited to dive into the fascinating world of AI-powered content and show you how to refine it for maximum impact. Whether you're a seasoned writer or a newbie in the realm of AI, you are in the right place. Let's make sure your content not only meets, but exceeds your brand standards and audience expectations. Not what we expected, right? Let's try again. Welcome, everyone. Today, we are diving into the fascinating world of AI-powered content creation. But let's be honest, while AI is a powerful tool, it sometimes feels like it's writing from a different planet. Our mission, people are laughing already, okay? To bring that extraterrestrial prose back to Earth, polish it up and make it shine like a diamond. Yes. Okay, how do you feel? Okay, for real.
Yes.
AI can write, but your human touch turns it into a masterpiece. I just gave you 2 different AI introductions of myself. Now let's go to the real introduction of me. We all know the feeling, the initial excitement when your AI assistant just whips up a content draft in minutes. You're excited, wow, this is it. But before you hit publish, you need to ensure it aligns with your brand and speaks to your audience. I'm Boluwatife Segun Oluwayomi. I'm fondly known as Dr. Tife, the eagle-eyed book surgeon by my clients, and Coach Tife by my students, authors. I'm a professional editor specializing in self-help books and works of fiction. I'm an entertaining book writing coach. I help everyday writers become published authors through an innovative approach called edutainment, which is the art of delivering your educative content in an entertaining way through a program tagged the Post to Book Challenge. Now tell me, I hope it's okay to make this session interactive. Now tell me which of all of these introductions resonates with you. Can you relate with the first, second, or the third one?
I think I'm going to go with the second one.
The second one. Okay. Anyone else? Please unmute yourself. I don't like a silent class. I'm sorry. I like it to be interactive. So guys, you can unmute yourself. Second one, okay? Even the one I mentioned my name, you also don't, you don't want that. Okay, let's see. Okay, the first 2 and the third one. Which one of them? The first 2 or the third one? I'm waiting. Anyone else? Sorry, I'm a coach, so that's why I always like my engagement to be engaging, interactive. Yes, because that is where I show you. Okay, thank you. It means maybe the others are not listening. Please come back to get to this event. Please let your minds be here. I know you've been here for a while. Please, you don't want to miss this session. Okay, so thank you for having me. Now, I just gave 3 different introductions. The first 2 introductions, sorry, I plan to use my video. Okay, I'm going to show myself a little bit, but I was like an hour earlier than my time. So I had to step out and take a stroll and then come back to this event. All right, so let me just show my face a bit and then I'll put my video off. So hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. So in my journey as an editor and a book writing coach, trust me, I've seen lots and lots of writers replace themselves with AI. I can smell your AI-powered content from afar. I can smell it. This is why before I start any editing, I make sure that AI content, I ask my clients, do I have an absolute right to edit? Or do you have preferences? And when they give me the absolute right, trust me, I cut off everything AI. So yes, the topic before me this evening is how to edit and refine your AI-powered content for maximum impact. You've listened to how you can craft your storytelling, how you can craft your brand stories, how you can maximize AI in your businesses and all of that. But now we want to talk about how you should edit and refine your AI content before publishing. Today, we have so many people that don't really pay attention to that. They just go to AI, generate whatever they want to generate, whatever prompt they use, and then, bam, they published. It is very dangerous. The thing is, AI can write, but your human thought, like I said, turns it into a masterpiece. We all know that feeling. We are always excited when we have what we want in a few minutes, but you have to take your time to edit and refine. We all accept that AI has come to stay and we must embrace it to remain relevant, whether we like it or not, in our chosen industries. But the question now is, do we lose ourselves in the process of embracing AI? Do we lose ourselves? Do we trade our humanity for AI? No. Today, it doesn't take a lot. Yes, we can't lose ourselves. We can't lose ourselves. You still need to hold on to your humanity, even while you ask AI to be your assistant. Let us make AI the assistant it was made to be. Like I said, it doesn't take me long to recognize an AI-powered content. Once I see it on LinkedIn, on Facebook, anyway, I know, oh my goodness, this is AI. But it doesn't have to be. There are phrases, words, opening statements, and conclusions that are 100% AI. Let me give you some examples of opening phrases. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm right. If I'm right, please unmute and say yes. Just give me maybe emojis or whatever. So let me know that you can resonate with all of these phrases. In today's fast-paced world, yes? Have you seen that? Please respond.
Yes, ma'am.
In today's fast-paced world, yeah, you can just give me emojis. If you don't want to unmute yourself, let me know that you're following me. All right. In a little cozy corner of a bustling city, yeah? Yeah. Thank you for the emojis. Those are AI. Then you know phrases like a beacon of hope, captivated by the magic of. Please let the emojis keep coming. Thank you. In the realm of, on a deeper level. Yeah, thank you. That's ChatGPT. Then you see what's like intricate, delve, dive, explore. Once I start all of these things in your content, I have caught you. Harry Potter. Once I start all of these things in your content, ignite, complexity, spark, navigate, weave, foster. Then at the end, that's conclusion. Know how we always conclude. By using this, remember, yes, those are the words and phrases AI loves to use, whichever one you're using, especially ChatGPT. Now, I'm not saying that you can naturally come up with these words and phrases, but you will agree that these words have become AI's choice words. Yes, there was really a call. That's right. I will catch you if I see all of that in your content. That's it. Soon we'll start seeing content written by different people looking exactly the same if you're not careful. Your audience, employers, sponsors, etc., they will get bored of seeing the same thing over time, and they will start seeking those who can present something new, something fresh and original. If you don't learn how to, edit and refine your AI-generated content, very soon we'll start seeing two people writing the same thing, all because AI generated for them, and they didn't take their time to refine and edit. So only those who are intentional about not losing their voice to AI and rising above the trend will remain relevant. And I'm sure that being in this workshop shows that you are part of that exceptional group, right? Give yourselves a clap emoji if you are with me. Because you're on this workshop, it means you are intentional. You are part of the percentage. Give yourself a clap emoji. Yeah, that's right. Keep it coming. That's it. That's it. Thank you. So let AI be the assistant it's designed to be and not your replacement. Everyone uses AI. I use AI as well. Okay? Even in preparing for this workshop, I also use AI. However, I ensure that AI assists me without taking over my personality and uniqueness. I ensure it assists and not take over my tone, my voice. Now let's paint a scenario. Just put your mind here and just flow with me. I want to paint a scenario for you. Now just imagine yourself, okay? You have a personal assistant. So aside from picking up your calls when you are busy and running errands for you, these assistants accompany you to functions also, all CEOs, managers, when you're already there. Some of us are still, we are still trying to climb to that level, but maybe some of you are already in that level. You have people who carry your bags, your phones, a personal assistant that, even represents you in functions that you cannot go. Now you attend a large conference and you are asked to introduce yourself. Just imagine the scenario, just picture it. You have to introduce yourself and what you do. And your assistant steps up beside you and starts. Her name is Boluwatife Segun Oluwayomi. She is an executive director of Eagle Eye Services International. She holds a bachelor's degree in blah, blah, and master's degree in blah, blah. She has trained over 500 executives on the art of editing and helped over 1,000 people become authors. And you're just there smiling and nodding like, yeah, what she said. Yeah, what she said. You're just smiling and nodding right beside your assistant speaking. Then she introduces your company also. She's like, at Eagle Eye Services International, we edit all kinds of books and from all types of genres. And she carries on confidently and professionally. And everyone rises to give a thunderous round of applause when she's done, while you remain totally silent. What do you think is happening there? Anybody, please? What do you think is happening? What's going on? I don't want to say something. Okay, nobody wants to talk. Are you shy? All right, now let's rewind a bit. Let me just move on because of time. I know you know what is going on right there. So now let's rewind a bit and revisit what she said about eagle-eyed services. Now, she mentioned editing of all kinds of genres, okay? The personal assistant mentioned editing all kinds of genres, whereas eagle-eyed services, that's my own business, actually specializes only in self-help and works of fiction. And now there's somebody out there in the audience, she slipped there. Your personal assistant has slipped there because of her smooth talking, you didn't catch it. Okay, you didn't realize. And someone in the audience is already making a mental note of hiring your services for academic writing or reports. Don't even come near me with that because I don't do it. Someone's already making mental notes. Okay, I have this academic writing I want to edit. I'm going to use the services. And you don't do it. Now, again, switch positions in your mind's eye right now. You're one of the audience watching this scenario play out. I'm just painting the scenario. Who would you defer to? With all the confidence, all the speaking on the real CEO's behalf and everything. What happens? That is exactly what happens. This is where I'm going to. This is what happens when you allow AI to dominate your content. When you allow AI to dominate your content, this is exactly what plays out. And then it steals your voice, your personality, your uniqueness. It even slips, just like the personal assistant slipped, just like in the scenario I played that I just explained now. It even slips in giving accurate information. And if you're not careful, you'll have passed the wrong message to your audience, what you are not. But because you did take time to edit and refine your AI-generated content, so you're not conscious of it. You're just excited. Oh, this is what I want. Just carry the whole thing. I just copy, paste, and that is it. Now, AI can't share your experience like you will do. It can't connect with your audience as you would. Sometimes when you need to be vulnerable, it deprives you of that and makes you seem inhumanly perfect. Nobody is perfect. There's this song, you can't be perfect, darling. Nobody's perfect, baby. Sorry, I'm an editing coach, so yeah, I don't do boring. So AI will make you lose your vulnerability when you need to be vulnerable. Nobody's perfect. When you need to show your vulnerable side, it won't do that for you. Your personality, your expression, and authenticity are irreplaceable assets. Your flaws are what makes you you, what makes you, and what deeply connects you with your audience. Now, that's another phrase, deeply connect. That's AI phrase. AI loves that phrase. Deeply connect with your audience. That's it. All right, so having said all of this, now let's look into 7 crucial elements that you need to put in place, to take your content through before you publish. After this workshop, ensure that from now, your content, your AI content game is top-notch in editing and refining. So please pay attention to this section. Don't publish your AI-generated content without ensuring that you have taken it through these 7 crucial elements. Number 1, if you are jotting, please jot. Understanding the purpose of your content. After generating your content from AI, before you start editing, ensure the primary goal of your content is intact. Has AI generated what I really want to say? Has it given me exactly what I mean? Are you aiming to inform, to persuade, to entertain, or educate your audience? You can't do all at the same time. Okay? Maybe your content for this time, at that time, is to inform. Okay? AI might give you entertaining one. That's if you're not conscious, you will not know. It might be just some words here and there that will lose that information that will be loaded into that content that you will not be aware of. Do you want to persuade? Has that content you've generated, is it persuading? Do you want to entertain with that content? Is it too serious? Do you want to educate your audience? What exactly do you want to do? You have to make sure that that content fits the purpose that you want. Has AI been able to generate these thoughts accurately in its response to your query, to your prompt? Put yourself in your reader's shoes. Does the content address their needs and interests? This informs your editing process from the tone and the style to the inclusion of specific facts and examples. And at the end, you ensure every element of your content aligns with and supports your goal, making your content more coherent, clear, and impactful. It delivers a message exactly the way you want to be delivered because you have spent time scrutinizing and checking and removing whatever it is you do. Number two, ensuring accuracy and relevance. You need to ensure that AI has generated what is accurate and relevant to your audience. AI is great, but it's not perfect. It is not perfect. Accuracy and relevance are paramount in AI-generated content because it can sometimes include inaccuracies, like the example I gave you. Equal identity services, we do not do academic report editing, but because personal assistant was so enthusiastic, what they call these people, so outgoing and want to really impress, added that we do all kinds of genres. That is exactly what AI can do also. It can give an inaccurate information. So if you're not careful, you're passing the wrong message. So thoroughly fact check all information before publishing. Cross-reference data with reliable sources to ensure accuracy. For example, if your content discusses recent findings, verify the data from trusted academic journals, official reports, the news, the internet. We have so many sources you can verify information from today. So you have no excuse. Okay? Double check all facts, figures, statistics, and quotes to maintain credibility. It's very important. And any reference material to ensure that they are up to date and accurate. For example, there was a time I asked ChatGPT, I wanted to write a story on blacks, this Black Lives Matter going on in America, this, how they kill Black people, all of that, the police brutality to Blacks and all of that. So there was a particular story of a guy wanted to generate, okay, want to see ChatGPT's generating of that story, okay, to compare it with ours, with our own, what we found. So this is where I'm going. ChatGPT said the guy died in the shootout, in the police shootout. But in the real story, the guy did not die. So what's going on? ChatGPT, why do you want to mess us up with your information? This guy did not die. He said he died. If we hadn't, taken time to check the accuracy of that information, people like ChatGPT knows everything. Everything you are given the information, it must be correct. You just assume it's correct and pop, you have published a story. Meanwhile, it is wrong. So ensure that you check the accuracy of the information, that your AI generated content is as churned out for you, okay? Additionally, assess the relevance of the information to your target audience, like I've said. Irrelevant or outdated information can diminish your integrity and the credibility of your content. So incorporate recent studies into your content that AI generated for you. Incorporate events, examples that your audience can relate with to maintain engagement. They can relate with it. They understand what you are saying. They can be like, yeah, that's true. I know about that story. Okay, that's true. They can connect. Okay, not something so off. They are wondering, where is this coming from? All right, so what number are we? If you're following me, please unmute and say something. What number are we going to right now? Number what?
4.
No, we are getting number 3 now. Thank you. Number 3. So enhancing readability and engagement. That's number 3. Enhancing readability and engagement. See, after this workshop, I'm going to ask questions before you ask me any question. And I have a gift for whoever has been following me. So this is number 3. Enhancing readability and engagement. Now, AI-generated content can sometimes be too technical. Yes. Or complex, especially if you don't feed it the right prompts. Thankfully, you've listened to sessions talking about prompt engineering. I think by Ized, yeah, she has spoken about prompt engineering of that. So you have to. That's one you have to be, at your A game. You bring your A game, your content, your prompt engineering. But if you don't do that, then you have to take extra time to refine that content. So make sure that if it is too technical or too complex, break it down. Break down your complex ideas that were generated into simpler and conversational language. Use bullet points or subheadings to make it clearer, to make it more readable. Make sure that your audience don't need a decoder to understand your message. They don't need to carry dictionary. They don't need to, pause and wonder, what exactly is she saying? What is this saying? Remove jargon words by replacing technical terms with plain language. Keep it simple. Edit to ensure your writing sounds like you are writing to one person. Address one person in your writing and like you're having a conversation. That is what works today. If you don't give AI the right prompt, then you have to do all of the work. Even when you give it the right prompt, you still have to do all of the work. Ask yourself, would I write this normally? Like this thing that AI, you have to ask yourself a lot of questions. This content that AI generated for me, would I write it normally if I want to write it myself? Would I use these words? That's some of the words I mentioned earlier. Whatever sentence or phrase AI has generated for you, I cannot defend it. Please chop it off or rewrite it. If AI has generated phrases, sentences that you can't defend, that you can't explain, chop it off or rewrite it. Let me give you one editor's motto. To err is human. To really mess up requires AI. But to fix it requires you. Yes, that is it. It requires you. AI will churn out the best of everything for you. But you are the human behind the whole brand to fix what AI has generated for you. So keep AI in its place. That's it. Aloud. This read aloud thing works. Most of the time, what you think you're writing, what you think is in your head, is different what you're writing. Until you read it aloud, they start wondering, really? What is this? That's what it sounds like me. Does this flow smoothly? When you read aloud, you can catch all of these things. You will be able to answer yourself, does this thing flow smoothly or does it leave you tripping over awkward phrasing, poor grammar, and you have run-on sentences? Now, if it sounds odd in your ears, it probably is. You need to check it again. Write and restructure for a clear and concise message. Okay? You don't want to lose your tone and voice of AI. You have a unique voice. You have a unique tone, and you have a loyal audience. So chances are they're already used to how you write. So don't just wake up one day and say, okay, today is AI going to do it for me, and then you jump back, this. But no, this is not Coach Tife, this is not Dr. Tife. This is not Coach Tife, this is not the way she sounds. Okay? They just carry the AI thing and just paste it. They will know. So you have to be careful. Does this content align with your brand's tone? Does it speak to your audience like you would? Like you would. Once you have a content generated, the next step is to make it your own. Make it yours. Make it yours. Never copy and paste, please. Don't do it. Make it sound like you wrote it. Ask yourself, does it sound like me? Consistency in voice and tone is key in building a recognizable and trustworthy brand. The next step is number 4, okay? The next step is to clarify who your audience is. Who are you talking to? Audience, millennials and Gen Zs craving bite-sized info who don't have enough patience to read all of you. Audience, is it full of CEOs are seeking in-depth analysis? They want to go deeper. They are ready to to really devour whatever it is you have churned out. Has AI generated content, has it spoken to your target audience? Or you need to rework and redirect it. You can't hear me properly. Can you hear me, please?
No, your voice is low. It's bridging.
My voice is low. Just hold on. Let me.
Like it's sounding cracked at the same time.
Okay. How is it now? I just put off the AC in this, maybe because of that sound. Please tell me if I'm
It's
audible
better
now.
now.
Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Because all this energy, you need to hear me. You need to hear me, guys. You need to hear me. All right, thank you. I see you, Precious. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so where was I? Now you ask yourself this question: did your AI assistant accidentally switch from formal greetings to emoji-filled enthusiasm? That's me talking about who is your audience now. Yes, that's what I was talking about before. Who is the audience? Are they millennials and Gen Zs who don't have time? They just want to pack, and they're off? Are they CEOs that want you to really go in depth? Then, well, how do you want your content to look like? Is it supposed to be informal or formal? And then your AI is giving you emoji-filled content, and then you copy and paste. But your goal is not an informal content. You know, it's maybe you want to educate or you want to inform. And AI is there giving you all of this fun field. For me, in my content, those who know me on LinkedIn, you know, I like to use emojis here and there. By the time I now come up seriously and all of that, just paste like that, you'll be wondering what's going on. So your brand, people already recognize the kind of content you churn out. So when it's going to be educated, yes, you know it's going to be educated, you remove all of those stuff and they make it, you know, you're informing. So you have to make sure that AI tool that generated that content for you has conformed to what you want. Is it supposed to be authoritative? Is it instructional? Is it conversational? It should maintain that consistent style throughout that content. Not start with formal, end with informal, or start with authoritative or conversational, and then you're all serious at the end, or mix everything up. It has to be consistent. So this consistency helps in creating and reinforcing your brand's identity. This is another editor's motto. AI is a tool, not a replacement for your brand expertise. Use your judgment to ensure the content aligns with your brand and audience. All right, number 5 now. Going on to number 5. Using AI tools to identify and correct errors. That is my expertise. That is where I'm really always concerned about, and I don't joke with that, okay? Even the best AI can trip up on grammar. That's right. There are numerous tools available that you can use that can assist you in editing and refining your AI-generated content. Of course, numerous AI editing tools also. All right. So use AI tools like Grammarly, Ginger, Quillbot, and so on to catch basic errors, okay, in your AI content. These tools can identify errors, suggest improvements, you know, restructuring your sentences, okay, restructure it, rephrase it, and enhance the overall quality of your writing, making it more polished and more professional, speak to exactly what you want to, you know, the message you want to deliver, all right? And then afterwards, when you have used all of these editing tools, this is very important, do a manual check. Please give me emojis if you are still hearing me loud and clear. Emojis, please. Thank you. I need more. Thank you. It's important I know that I'm communicating. Yes, now, thank you very much. Do a manual check. After you are done using AI editing tools, do a manual check. This is crucial, okay? As it ensures, yes, fire emoji is really good. As it ensures your content is grammatically correct and consistent, because your editing tools also, they are AI editing tools. They can also trip, they can mess you up, okay? I can attest to that from experience, okay? I don't always agree with Grammarly. We fight a lot, Grammarly and we fight a lot. So I don't always agree with Grammarly most of the time. And that's why after all is checked, after I use like 4 or 5 different tools before I quit using AI tools to edit, before I now go deep into manual check, okay? Spending time to engage manually with my clients' manuscripts or my own content is always the last stage of my editing process as a book editor. And I'm telling you, that should also be your last stage. Don't cut out editing tools that will help you to fix some stuff. But before you finally click publish, do a manual check. Go in there by yourself, spend time, engage with that content, look at it again, read it again, okay? And then you also need a second pair of eyes. A second pair of eyes. Don't rely solely on the tool. Like I said, give it a human review after you are done. Give it a human review. Have someone else review the content. Okay, it's very, very crucial. Fresh eyes can catch things you missed. Okay, fresh eyes will catch it. For example, I'm about to launch my first book as a professional. It's titled It's Not You, It's Your Eyes. That's my upcoming book I'm launching in July. Yeah, and that's what the fact that I'm a book editor. Okay, I still paid a fellow trusted editor as a second pair of eyes to check it out. And she cut stuff. Yeah, she cut things I missed. And after she finished ours, in fact, I still went back again and I've been on it, checking stuff and all of that. So you can't pass over the place of an editor when it comes to published writing that will represent your brand in places you can't get to, places where you cannot defend yourself, that your writing will go ahead of you. You need a second pair of eyes to check out your content, your published content, your published writing. Is it a book? Is it a proposal? Is it a course? Whatever it is, it's gonna be going out, okay, to your audience. Yes. Is somebody talking to me, or can I continue? Oops. Can I continue? Are you with me? Okay. Okay, I was hearing sound. I thought you're talking to me. All right. So treat your AI drafts as a talented but slightly eccentric assistant who needs a little guidance to deliver. Okay. Number 6, maintain a human touch. Maintain a human touch. AI is great, but people connect with people. People connect with people. That was why I didn't want to put on my video, but I had to show my face so that I can see who is talking, okay? People connect with people. While AI can be a very powerful tool, a great assistant, it can't replace genuine human connection. And that also shows in your content, genuine human connection. AI can generate content at the tap of a finger, just like that, that's generated for you. But the human touch is essential for empathetic communication. Okay? Nothing beats it. Strike a balance by using AI for drafting and humans for editing and refining. There has to be that balance. Once you have already turned out everything, you have to go in depth and check it out, edit it, put your humanity into it, put your human touch into that content. For example, let's AI handle data-driven content creation, but add human elements such as emotional appeal, humor, and relatable contexts. Humans love stories, you know that. That's why you've been hearing about storytelling in your brand, storytelling. The last speaker that I met, when she was talking, she talked about mission and vision, all of this stuff, goals being boring that you see on sites and all of that on people's profiles are boring today. Use storytelling because that is what would catch the attention of your audience. All right, that's what we connect with them. Humans love stories. Incorporate storytelling elements and rhetorical devices to engage your audience. Ask questions. Use anecdotes. Use metaphors. Use analogies to make your content more relatable and memorable. Things that people will not forget in a hurry. Okay. People will not forget in a hurry. AI won't do that for you. You have to put that into your generated content from AI. You can also add a light-hearted joke. Today, people want to learn and laugh at the same time. And that's what I'm all about, edutaining. That's an innovative approach to learning. That's what my book is all about. You read a story and then you read an editing tip, okay, that will help you in your writing journey. That's all that is inside my book that is coming up next month, all right? So put a light-hearted joke, make people have this aha moments, that moments of resonating what you have written, see themselves in what you have written, laughing as, oh, I've been there. That is how your content should come out. That's how to get their attention and hold it to the end. Your title, your headline, your hook, and all of that can actually grab attention. But how do you hold it to the end? AI will not do that for you without editing and refining. Okay? You have to do all of those. You have caught the attention of your audience with the hook, with your headline. Then you have to know how to also hold it to the end. Adding a touch of empathy shows that you care. AI will not do that for you. You have to edit your content. AI can't help you achieve that in your content. So you have to infuse it yourself. Infuse it into your content while editing, okay? Include real life experiences as well. For example, if your content outlines the benefits of a new kitchen appliance, okay? Like Bucci Mix Blender. I mentioned that because it's my dream blender, but unfortunately, I think that dream is not going to happen for a while now because like 2 days ago, my husband just brought in a brand new blender that is not Bucci Mix. Well, I don't have a choice. All right. So, for example, that's just by the way. Your AI-generated content outlines the benefits of a new kitchen appliance called Bucci Mix Blender, for example. Enhance it by sharing a success story of a real user. AI will not help you do that. You are the one with the experience. You are the one who knows the person who has used it. Somebody who has used it and had a fantastic and easier cooking experience using that appliance. You have to now infuse that by yourself, that real-life experiences, okay? This combination, incorporating such original elements makes your content stand out and keeps your audience engaged. Your content sounds like it's coming from a brand with a human behind it, not a robot. For example, if I say on Instagram, okay, if I say product I want and I go into the DM to ask about the product, and then immediately I start getting responses. I ask questions. I'll ask, please, am I talking to a human or is this AI? Is this a robot? Because I want to talk to a human. Then whoever it is, maybe much later, they will now respond. Okay, hello, ma'am. Hello. Okay, now I want to talk. I don't want to talk to a robot. I want to talk to a human like me. Somebody who understands what I want. So that's how it is. And then don't leave your readers hanging and by just throwing AI-generated information at them without crafting a clear call to action. What do you want them to do after reading that inspires them to take the next step? What do you want them to do with the information you have given? Is it to subscribe? Is it to comment? Is it to share? Let them know. All right? So AI provides the content, but you, the human, drives the engagements. That's another editor's motto. Don't forget this. AI provides the content, but you, the human, drives the engagement. You don't want to lose that part of it. Now, the final one on this list is ethical considerations. Ethical considerations. Using AI comes with responsibilities. Ensure you are on the right side of ethics. Okay? Ensure you are on the right side of ethics. Number one, transparency. When necessary, don't lay 100% claim to any information you outrightly gathered from AI. Let your audience know when your content is AI generated, when you got the information from AI. Be honest about using AI. Everybody uses AI. So it's not like, oh, they will know that I use AI. They will know that you use AI. But yes, you're not editing all of the AI stuff. I'm still seeing what are those words again? I'm still seeing let's delve into in a causing. I'm still seeing in a fast-paced world. And you don't want me to know you use AI. Who tell me you use AI? I'll be fine. Okay, I'm still saying explore. I'm still seeing all of those words, intricate, all of those. So be honest about using AI. That's the point I'm trying to make here. Your audience values honesty. Okay, everybody's using it. So including your audience too that read it, they also use AI. All right. Number two, bias check. I just have 3 points under this. Number two, bias check. Ensure that your content is free from unintended biases. Don't let your content that AI generated go and, stir up a kind of a kind of opera or tension or whatever that you don't intend. All right. AI can inadvertently just pick up and amplify biases that you don't intend. So ensure that you can defend everything your content puts together. Like I said earlier, make sure you can defend every point that AI has generated for you. It's what you want to say, it's what you understand, it's what you know, it's your message. Be mindful of cultural differences and sensitivities. People are very sensitive these days, so be very careful what AI has given to you. Go through it, edit it, refine it, remove what you don't intend, do what you don't mean, and refine what you really mean. Even what you mean, AI can push it out in a way that you would have put it in a different way. So refine what you mean and edit out what you don't mean. Okay? So just because it's AI doesn't mean it should just, mess up things for you. You have to be the ethical guardian of your brand. Be the ethical guardian of your brand. All right, thank you very much. That brings me to success stories. We are done with the 7 crucial elements that you need to take your content through. Now, the success stories of brands that have successfully used AI. And I'm going to tell you that I asked AI to give me a list of brands that have successfully used AI to, up their content game. All right. And I found a few names that I can also testify to. All right. So listen carefully. I hope I'm still audible. Please give me
Yes,
emojis,
ma'am.
fire emojis, please. If you are still listening to me, are you there? If you prefer the love, okay, I love love too. Thank you. All right, so yeah. So listen carefully because I'm going to ask one question after listing out these brands and their AI success stories. And the first person to give me the answer, please, admin, kindly help me to, get the first person to give me the answer I'm looking for. Will have my upcoming book free, okay? I'll mention the name of the brand, the overview, and success, okay? So listen carefully. And at the end, I'll ask just one question. Okay, I have 2 questions, actually. So it's going to go to 2 people. I'm going to give 2 people free my book. Number 1, Netflix. Now, an overview. Netflix uses AI to personalize content recommendations for its users, enhancing user experience by suggesting shows and movies based on viewing history and preferences. I actually have experienced that a lot. Because I love Netflix, I use Netflix as my gratification after a day's job, and I feel like I should gratify myself. It's Netflix for me. I love movies. Okay, so yes, I can attest to this. They personalize content, recommend content based on your viewing history and preferences. So success, the AI-driven recommendation engine, is a key factor in Netflix's growth, keeping users engaged. That's number 1. The number 2 brand that AI gave to me, the New York Times. An overview. The New York Times uses AI to automate and personalize content delivery, including recommendations and push notifications. And their success story is this: AI helps increase their reader engagement by tailoring news content to individual interests and habits. Number 3 brand, BuzzFeed. I don't know how many people use BuzzFeed here. An overview. BuzzFeed employs AI to create viral content, optimize headlines, and personalize user experiences. And their success. The use of AI in content creation and distribution has significantly boosted BuzzFeed's reach and engagement metrics. Okay? Now, number 4 brand, Amazon. Yes, an overview. Amazon uses AI to recommend products to customers, write product descriptions, and enhance its Alexa-powered devices with contextual responses. Their success. These AI applications have driven Amazon sales and improved customer satisfaction through personalized shopping experiences. Number 5, Alibaba. Overview. Alibaba leverages AI for personalized shopping experiences, automated customer service, and content creation. Their success story. AI-driven personalization and automation have helped Alibaba to maintain a competitive edge in the e-commerce. Who are successfully using AI. I have 4 of them here. Number 1, Konga. Yeah. Overview. Konga is a leading e-commerce platform in Nigeria, and they use AI to recommend products and personalized shopping experiences for users. Okay? And their success story, AI has helped Konga improve customer satisfaction and increase sales through targeted marketing and efficient customer service. Number 2, we all know Linda Ikeji blog. Linda's blog utilizes AI that's another AI word, utilizes. I will not utilize it normally. Yes, I will use uses. Utilizes AI for content recommendations and personalized user experiences. If I say utilize this in your content, I know that it's AI. Success story. AI has helped the blog maintain high user engagement and drive significant traffic traffic through tailored content suggestions. Another brand, Jumia. Somebody mentioned Jumia. I think it was Ized. Yeah. Overview. Jumia is another major e-commerce player in Nigeria. By the way, I worked with Jumia for some time. Hey, you're not hearing me clearly. Are you hearing me? Oh, Holy Spirit, please, I need you to hear me, guys. Let me know if you are hearing me clearly, please. Jennifer, please let me know. Yeah, I'm getting a thumb up. So why are you not hearing me clearly? So I have to really move close to my. Okay, so the success story of Jumia. AI has enhanced Jumia's operational efficiency, improved customer experience, and boosted sales through targeted promotions. And number 4, Pulse Nigeria. You can see Pulse everywhere on Instagram. Overview. Pulse Nigeria uses AI to analyze reader behavior and tailor content to audience preferences. Their success story. AI has significantly improved content engagement and retention by delivering relevant news and entertainment to its readers. Now I have 2 questions, and then I'm going to wrap it all up with my own strategy to using AI. But before we go there, I have 2 questions, and you have to unmute to answer, okay? Number 1, I need somebody to list the 7 crucial elements that I mentioned before I go to the second question. The 7 crucial elements I mentioned. Somebody should please unmute, and I need to know that we followed and we heard me. Anybody, please?
Ma, can I answer?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, the first one, what you said was understanding the purpose of your content.
Thank you.
Then the second one is ensuring accuracy and relevance of your
Beautiful.
content. Then the third one, you said enhancing readability and engagement.
That's right.
Like engineering. Then the fourth one is who is your audience? Who is your content? Who are you pushing your content to? Who is your audience? Then the fifth
Okay, you
one,
told me the
you said,
content. You didn't tell me the title.
yeah. Who is your audience? That's number
The
4.
fourth one.
Yes. Then the fifth one is using AI tools to identify and correct errors.
Okay.
Then the sixth one is maintain a human touch.
Okay.
Then the
And
seventh
the
one
last
is
one.
ethical consideration. Ethical
Ethical
consideration.
considerations. Okay, I'm going to give you that number 4, but the title of that number 4 was actually maintaining clarity and consistency in voice and tone. But I'm going to give you, please, admin, let her connect with me. When I publish my books, I'm going to have a free copy of my. Thank you very much. And the
Thank you, Ma.
second question, yes, from the brands I mentioned, what is that one recurring word from all of these stories of these brands and their success stories, their overview and success stories? That's one word. There's one recurring word from all of them.
AI tools.
No, there's one word. One word that's came up in all of their stories and all of their overview. One thing that they achieved, one word.
Personalized.
Who is that? That's it. Please let her connect with me. Oh my goodness. Yes, personalization. Thank you. Can please unmute yourself? Thank you. That's it. Personalization. And that's what I've been saying. Your AI content has to, have that element of personalization. So don't just generate and then publish. Put your human elements into it. Personalize it. Let it be you. Own it. Own that content. Put your brand's voice, your brand's tone, your brand's, identity. Don't lose it to AI. Don't lose your voice to AI. Don't lose your voice to AI. I tell my students, authors in my post-to-book challenge that I organize every 3 months. Okay, we have the next one in July, where I help authors, everyday writers. Okay, to turn their content, their posts into a short book. It doesn't have to be voluminous to write a book. No, you don't have to be professional. You don't have to put a book together. You can put your expertise and your experience into a short book. So I tell them, if you must use AI to write, to assist you, use AI to assist you, but don't allow AI to take over your tone, your personality, your uniqueness, your authenticity. That is it. So in conclusion, as I wrap up this session, I'd like to share a secret strategy that I use, my strategy to using AI, okay? To make AI stay in its place, okay? As an assistant and not replace me, okay? That's step one. If I want to write a content, all right? If I want to write a content and I need AI to assist me, but not take over my content, please listen carefully. Step one, I write exactly what I want to write about on that topic. I write everything myself. I'm the one who wants to publish. I'm the one who knows what I want to share. And I'm the one who knows the message I want to share, the information, the expertise I need people to learn from me. Okay, not AI. All right. So I write everything I know, everything I want to put into that content, I want people to learn. I put it into it. Okay, I put out everything. That's step one. Are you still hearing me? Then my step two, I copy that, what I've written, and I take it to my choice of AI and paste it, adding this prompt. You can jot that if you want to jot down. I say this, I type this in. Without changing my tone and maintaining the simple and conversational language. Excuse me, please. Rewrite this text using better phrases and grammar. I'll take it again. I'll say, without changing my tone and maintaining the simple and conversational language, rewrite this text using better phrases and grammar. Trust me, sometimes AI does a good job and sometimes it doesn't. I'll be like, what is this? But if I need it expanded also, I ask the prompt, I say, expand with more valuable and relatable points. That's my number 2 step. Then step 3, I click enter and allow AI to do its thing. Of course, under 2 seconds, it's out to generate its version for me. I don't stop at that first version. I make it of the 3rd or the 4th version. I regenerate. Most of the time, it is the 3rd and the 4th, or even the 5th that makes sense to me. So sometimes I take different paragraphs from all 4 versions and match them together. Okay, I copy them in my document and I start taking, this paragraph doesn't make sense. Okay, this one makes sense. I put this one, I put it there. This one, what did I say? What is this one saying? I delete this one. I pick the one that makes sense in the 2nd generation, then pick from the 4th one, like that. I merge all of those together to make a complete sense of what I wrote initially. Maybe the phrases have changed and everything. Okay, and you know that sometimes I don't even use it at all. I use mine and then just pick some phrases and fix it in because it's not telling me exactly what it wants. I want to hear, but most of it does a good job. Yes. So number 4 step, and my final step is I take that content after putting everything together. Okay, I'm done already. I just quickly, I've seen your message. All right, after putting all of that together, my next step is to dissect it, taking it through the 7 elements I just shared with you. And in the end, I have my original content without losing my voice, using AI as an assistant and not a replacement. And like I said, sometimes I don't use a prompt. I just say, tell AI, edit this text with better phrases and grammar without changing the conversational tone, without changing the simple language. Edit. So just edits for me, just change some phrases or something more, more impactful, something more engaging. And yes, I use it like that. So that is it. That is how to use AI. Don't just copy and paste. Don't just be too excited and you feel, yeah, this is what I want. And then that's it. Finally, as I wrap up this session, editing and refining help you balance the efficiency of AI with your own distinctive voice and ensure you create content that is accurate, engaging, and representative of who you are. Thank you very much. My name is Boluwatife Segun Oluwayomi, the Eagle-Eyed Book Surgeon. Do you have any questions for me? Thank you for listening. Over and out.
Thank you so much, Coach Tife. I think this is really interesting. I would just say this is like my friend is saying, just like this is like the icebreaker we were all like waiting for. I think this really interactive, interesting. Same with like our other speakers too. I think just for time, and then our last facilitator has an engagement in by 6, so we'd like to just hear from him, even if it's just 10 minutes. Hello, Chuka, please, are you here? I'm so sorry we had to pick a lot of your time. I'm so sorry. This like a very broad topic, and I just had to use the 30 minutes. I know if it's better, it should have been 1 hour each facilitator, but for the sake of time. So thank you so much, and apologies for stealing your time. So sorry.
Uh, yeah. Hi guys. I hope you guys can hear me. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can. We can.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's fine really. I can say myself, I've learned a lot today. And I'm sure everyone on this call, since we started 3 hours ago, must be breathing AI in and out right now. Am I right, guys? If you've been enjoying the session, let me see some emojis. I mean, Faith, Isaac, Lady K, Boluwatife, they've all been fire. Really. I mean, it actually leaves me with nothing to say, which makes my exit easier because I have an engagement by 6 and um I'm a crazy person when it comes to time, timekeeping. But yeah, they've been fantastic. They've been fantastic. They've said, a lot of things that at the end of the day, when you think about it, you realize that these things are crucial for all of us, especially now that we are, in the AI age, right? Because we're in the age of AI. Excuse me, that's it, 6 p.m. We're in the age of AI, and at the end of the day, it's not something you shy away from, right? Because sometimes a lot of people tell you, "Oh, look, hello, um, I don't like AI. I don't want AI. I don't want anything to do with, artificial intelligence or robots or whatever, And you're like, yeah, I understand, right? But having heard the lady speak since 3 p.m., right, some hours back, 3 hours ago, you can tell that AI is something each and every one of us need in our business as content creators and, even as students, right? You need AI. So I was supposed to talk about optimizing content for conversion, right? Turning stories into sales using AI, right? With AI. Okay. But I can tell you for sure that everything you've listened to from the beginning of this session has touched upon literally one or two things I'm supposed to say. So I'm going to nail down something before I leave. All right. I hope you guys can see me okay. Please come. You can drop emojis, so I'll be sure you can hear me so I don't go talking to cloud, right? And then, like Coach Tife said, I am someone who enjoys interactive sections, right? I love it when people are reacting, when people are leaving their mic on. Let me tell you a secret, right? Most times when you're in the presence of, facilitators, coaches, consultants, and experts, I always say this whenever I'm at a new event. Try your possible best to be that person that speaks, right? Be that person um that they notice. Okay, I'm not telling you to be an oversabi, no. But in that situation where they say, turn on your mic and say something, right? Be that person that turns on your mic to say something, right? Be that person that turns on your mic to say, yes, I can hear you. Be that person that turns on your mic to say, yeah, this is what you said. This is option one. This is option two. This is option three, right? The reason for this is I can actually tell you I've hired people from live events, from an event I spoke. I've ended up, making people um, part of my business work with me, right? Because of how enthusiastic they were, because of how professional they were in giving me back what I gave to them, right? Like someone just won a free gift of Coach Tife's upcoming book, which is amazing, right? You will agree with me, I'm sure. I said the difference between winners and others who don't win sometimes is action taking, right? And situations like this, the only action you can really take when you think about it is to unmute your mic and say something or to type, right? That's it. That's the only action you have to take and pay attention. And when you do that, you don't really know what's in stock for you, right? So yeah, back to it. Talking about, turning stories into sales, right? Using AI. Most importantly, I would like to point out maybe an aspect that we might have all missed. The end goal of every business, the end goal of everybody, content creator, entrepreneur, at the end of the day, you just want to make sales. You just want customers. You just want clients, right? You just want people to give you money, to offer them your service or your product, whatever the case may be, right? That's it. So how do you really, drive sales to your business? Of course, there are a lot of models, there are a lot of ways to make this happen. There are all the traditional ways and the modern ways. But when it comes to AI, and like I said, if you follow through, you can tell very much that with AI, a lot of your tasks become very easy, right? Because something that ordinarily would take you 1 hour or a walk in the park strolling around thinking, trying to brainstorm what do I create, what content do I create, what ideas do I create. You can just use AI, enter your Gemini or your ChatGPT, type away, right? Ask it, hey, look, this is what I want. I'm not going to go into deep into it because I'm very sure Ized said it, Kate said it, Coach Kolu said it, right? Lady K, all of them mentioned it, personalization, right? You have to personalize it, ask it, look, this is what I want. And AI is as good as what you give it. Okay, AI is as good as what you give it. That's the simple truth. If you don't take anything away from today, take this one away. Your AI is as good as what you give it. If you give it basic, weak inputs, weak questions, it's going to give you weak replies, basic replies, right? If you give it advanced questions, right? I mean, when I say advanced, you can, a lot of you believe when we're talking about AI. Sorry, are you guys still with me? Are you guys with me? Confirm that you're with me, please. Emojis
Yes, sir.
and fine, beautiful. Now, a lot of you believe when we say prompting AI, I want to prompt AI. What you hear is you enter ChatGPT and you just type, give me 10 content ideas for a copywriter. That's what comes to mind, right? That's fine. That's beautiful. Guess what? It's going to give you that answer. It's going to give you 10 content ideas for a copywriter. But then that's very vague, isn't it? 10 content ideas. But when you come back and tell it, hi, like I named mine Sleek AI. Hi, Sleek AI. Tells me, hi, Sleek. I ask it, how are you doing today? And it's like, yeah, I'm fine. Sometimes it tells me I don't have feelings. I'm incapable of feeling, or, how about you? And I'm telling you, I'm fine. Now, look, prompt it this way, go advanced, go deep, tell it what you want. Don't be scared to, elaborate everything you want to elaborate. So you can go something like, hi, obviously, I'm a copywriter, but assume it doesn't know. I'm a copywriter. I write for tech brands and SaaS brands, right? Let's do it that way. And I want to create Instagram and LinkedIn content, right? That will help me drive sales. We stop, right? Now, my product or my service is, do you understand? This is completely different from what you would have been thinking. What I offer or my product or my service is I help SaaS brands, increase their email rates since I am an email marketer, email copywriter for them. Or my product or services, I help them write engaging landing pages, converting sales pages, and what. This is my service. Or my product is I sell, what would you say? I sell mouse, or I sell blue cut glasses, right? This is what I sell. Be retailed. Now, my customers are, go ahead and tell them, tell ChatGPT your customers. At the end of it all, I guess you get the picture, right? You are being detailed to what you want. You can go ahead and ask it, do you understand? If you don't, right? If you don't, tell me. Or if you understand, say yes. It's going to say yes if it does, right? And probably if it doesn't understand, it will throw some questions back at you. And then you tell it to go ahead and give you an answer. Now, it's going to take you basically 5-10 minutes to input these things I just said, max. And what it's going to generate for you will be massive, especially when you are like me who likes stressing my AI. Instead of saying generate 10, I say generate 200 and don't repeat any. That's what I do. I'm giving you a secret. I'm not all about generate 5. No, no, what's 5? You are AI, right? You are my assistant, you are my helper. Generate 500. Don't repeat any, right? And it's going to do that. It's going to give you 500 without repeating anything. It will make sure everything it gives you is fresh and unique, completely different from the one above it, right? Now, when you do that, you've saved yourself that, like I said, I started walking in the park, thinking, brainstorming, walking around, and you are driving, you are thinking, how do I go about this, right? AI has helped you do it, right? Has helped you create that content that you need for your business to start generating sales, right? Like I said, your AI is as good as what you give it. I hope you understand now. So if you want it to really go deep into telling you, okay, this is what you need, then you have to make sure you give it something tangible. Are you following? Now, that is one of the most detailed way you can start using AI to generate, content ideas and things that will help your business start generating sales. Now, things that will help, right? It's not like it's going to automatically start generating sales, right? Because when we're talking about sales has to do with humans. You are selling to humans, right? And unless you're selling to, a robot, then it's going to be easy. With that content you generated, fine, you can easily grab it, pick it, and start using, right? Remember, it's not just about writing. I said generate for Instagram. It could be video ideas. You can even tell it to generate a script idea. I'm sure you know that. Generate script that you can shoot. To be fair, most of the TikTok videos you watch these days, they're generated by AI ideas, right? Their TikTok users tell AI to give them ideas tailored for TikTok, as much as telling them the duration, like a 45 seconds video, right? A 30 seconds video, 1 minute video. You can do whatever you want to AI. That's one thing you need to know. There's no limitation, really. There's really no limitation. Right now that you've done that, like I said, you're trying to sell to humans, right? You are trying to sell to fellow human beings, not AI. So how do you make that switch, right? How do you make that, oh, okay, this is for human beings and not for robots or for machines, right? This is where the human touch has to come into the picture, right? Now, what do I mean by the human touch? I don't mean, the natural personalized the right off and, try to make it sound human, right? That's one of them. That's obviously one of it. But you touch in points, right? One of the reasons brands that sell a lot keep selling till tomorrow is the pain points they've developed has never really left, and quite frankly, is not going anywhere, right? That pain point, touch pain points. Now, when you hear pain points might not always mean things of pain, right? I hope you guys are following. Are you with me so far? Are you with me? Do confirm.
Yes, sir.
Great, awesome. Now, it mustn't always be things of pain. Now, let's take a brand like what brand is really, really popular around Pantanal? Let's use Coca-Cola, right? Coca-Cola, whenever you watch their ads, whenever you see things around Coca-Cola, you get this family feel, right? You get this friendship feel around it, right? It's just there, right? In all the ads, you get the feeling. You get the feeling that, oh, this brand is all about family, and that's what is there. Now, when you want to apply it to your own business, now this is where the sales part comes. You know, a lot of us, we launch businesses, we offer services and sell products without actually understanding who it's for, right? And now, if you know who it's for, what exactly is that person's problem, right? Why should the person want your product or service? This is where, at the end of the day, AI might not help you. This is why I told you sales is usually human to human. AI will help you create the content, you know, to get these people understand that yeah, this person is someone who, you know, can offer me this service. This person is someone who can offer me this product. But when it comes to that stage where you need to get the bigger picture of who is this product for, who is this service for, why should they buy it from me? It's something you ask yourself. What are you offering, right? What are you offering? What are you selling? Who is it for? So let me give you a simple example and then I can quickly run along. I'm 15 minutes late. Right now, here's an example I believe will benefit all of us. We are all digital people here, so I believe a lot of us offer digital services, right? Or at least we have digital products. Now, if you offer a digital service, let's say, let's use writing. You offer a writing service, right, for brands, and you want them to buy from you, right? You want to partner with them, of course, which means they're buying from you. They're buying your services. You want brands to reach out to you and tell you, hey, help us write so and so, you know, blog post, or help us write so and so copy, or help us do this. That is sales, right? They are going to pay you. Now, for you to do that, ask yourself, what exactly do these brands need from me? Why do they need it from me? Okay. I know you're a writer, right? I know you are a designer, you're a graphic designer, you're an animator, you're whatever. But now you ask yourself, why do they actually need it from me, right? What exactly am I supposed to offer them that they critically need, right? For some people, if you think about it, why do people want writers? Why? There are probably two reasons why people want writers, just two. One is because they want to put content out there, and they don't have the ability to do it, right? They don't know how to do it. Now, when you think about that, they don't know how to do it. It means they can have access to other people who can just come and do it, come and do it, come and do it, right? Anybody can just come. They can see Mr. A and say, hey, you can write content, right? Yes. Oh yeah, come and write content for, right? Simple. The second reason, which is the real reason, if you think about it, is most brands, in as much as yes, they want writers, yes, they want people to come in and write for them. They want to grow, right? They want to grow and make sales. That is the innate reason why they want a writer. Now, when you think about it, why do brands write blogs? It's because they want more people, more readers, more traffic, you know, people reading their blogs to do what? At the end of the day, to buy from them, to recognize them and say, yes, this brand is a top brand and I'm going to keep patronizing them, right? That's it. It's an innate reason. Yes, it's because they don't have writers. They want writers to come and write. True, no doubt. But when you really, really think about it, it's because they themselves want to make sales and grow, which means they want to make more money. Am I right? Am I communicating so far?
Yes, sir.
Right, right. Now, so when you think about that, when you consider that into, you know, your narratives and whatever you do, understanding that you being out there, okay, someone sounds great. wow, a minute, and I'll just let you ask your question. Okay. Now, understanding this, that the fact that these brands actually want to make sales themselves, these brands actually want to grow themselves, will put you in a different site, right? It will put you in a different category, in a different place compared to other people who feel the reason I'm looking for work is because MTN, I'm waiting for MTN to hire me, or I'm waiting for Slick Writers to hire me so that I will write for Slick Writers, or as Boluwatife said, Eagle Eyed Editor, right? I want to work for Eagle Eyed Editor so that I will be their editor. Yeah, that's one of it. That's like no doubt, no doubt. That's it. 100 out of 100. That's it. But when you understand the other part, which is the reason I want to hire you, the reason MTN wants to hire you is because they believe if you are good at what you do, then they should be able to grow because of you, right? You might seem insignificant, right? But you are not. Because if you are writing for MTN, putting out content that helps keep their audience engaged, that helps, do all the things your content should do, maybe landing page, maybe survey, maybe whatever, then you are doing a great job so that their customers understand and say, oh yeah, I will just stick with MTN. I'm happy with MTN. I read this blog today that MTN wrote. It was wonderful, right? Happy customers, returning customers. At the end of the day, MTN is growing. The customer base is growing. It is growth, right? Eagle-eyed editors want to hire you to as part of the editing team. When you think about it, it's not just for you to become an editor, and ease workload. Yeah, that's one of the reasons, right? What I'm telling you now is just the secret to sales in business. It's funny because when you think about it, the secret to getting sales is almost reverse, trying to understand what the other person wants. Now, that reason is you think, yeah, they want you to become an extra editor in the team. Unfortunately, you are right, but you're also wrong because if you've gotten the picture by now, they want you in the team because they want to increase productivity. They want to make everything better. They believe if you have the expertise enough, if you are good enough, then you can make them more money, right? Because you help edit faster, you help make sure when you put out content, when you're done editing, she doesn't have to edit it back, she doesn't have to do anything otherwise, right? It just goes out like that and everything is beautiful. So when you think about that, you start tailoring your content differently. Now, who can now tell me, having this in mind now, what do you think you can now tell your AI to prompt you? What do you think you can, prompt your AI and say, give me this particular thing if you really want sales? Who can give me that answer? I will be happy if someone can. Do you
So please, can you
understand the
come again
question?
with the question?
Now, you've understood that you can give AI, what you give your AI is what it gives you back. If you give it simple, it gives you back simple, right? And I'm giving you an example of an advanced thing you can give to your AI to, give you advanced response in terms of sales, right? Now, when you understand the last thing we just talked about, the real reason people buy from you, the real reason people take up your services, the real reason people do business with you. When you've understood it, that it's also for them, not just for you. How do you think you can now prompt your AI to give you content that will be targeted towards, these people? How do you think you can do that?
Okay, I think I can try.
Go ahead. Okay.
Okay, so like the last speaker mentioned, talk something about personalizing and being consistent
Yeah.
with your brand content. So I feel if you personalize the AI with respect to who your audience is, it should be able to increase your sales or help in boosting your sales. So the how will I put it, the words or the content should be personalized towards your audience, more like one-on-one conversation to boost sales because the conversation or the content of your brand will also determine if that user would want to make use of your products. which will also help boost your sales.
Okay, all right, that's a good one. That's a good one. Does anyone else want to try? I'm about to leave you guys in a few minutes. Who else wants to try? Peace has given us a wonderful response. Who else wants to try? Who else wants to try? Oh, okay. All right. Now, Peace, you're absolutely correct. Now, if you understand this simple strategy, like I said, obviously it didn't mean you were going to change, your input to your AI this time around. What happens, the difference now is you understand what is in um your audience mind, right? Your client's mind. We're talking about sales, right? You understood what's in their mind. You understand why they want you. You understand why they need you, right? So if I want to prompt AI again, I can also do something like, okay, hello, I need content for, let's say, Instagram, right? Targeted at SaaS brands, tech brands who want to also grow their businesses, who wants to get more sales through my services. Do you understand? Now, I've already stated my services. My services, I'm a copywriter. I offer landing pages and what. When you put it this way now with that mindset, you understand that this thing you've told it means you want it to give you content ideas to put out, to generate sales. But at the same time, you want to generate sales for brands or for clients or for people whose ultimate purpose at the end of the day is also to grow and get sales, right? I will leave it for you as an assignment actually. Try a prompt with your service. You can maybe jot this down with your name. If you've not trained your AI before, go ahead and do it. You can't listen to an AI class for over 3 hours and not have a trained AI. Use ChatGPT, use Gemini, use Copilot, right? There are lots of them. Use copy.ai or Perplexity. There's a lot of them, right? But you can just use ChatGPT, right? Give it your name, give it your skill or what you provide, your service, right? What you offer. Tell it your product. If you have an ebook, if you have whatever, tell it. Just make sure your AI understands everything you do, right? Chat with it basically. Tell it, hey, look, I'm a copywriter, I'm a designer. I design banners for social media users, right? Give it everything it needs to know about you, and then go ahead and ask it, to give you content ideas targeted at favorite brands or, niches you want to work for or you want to work with, right? Or you want to sell your product and services to, right? Go ahead and do that. Now, after you've done that, come back with this last hack, right? Tell it to give you this same content ideas, but this time targeted at those brands that want to grow and get sales themselves because of your own service. Do you understand? When you do it, I wish I would be here for you to give me your reply, but it's fine. But if you go ahead and do that, then I'm very certain your content game is going to change with the help of AI, obviously, because it's going to do all the work and you will be glad it did because trust me, I can tell you, you won't be able to generate up to 500, ideas or sales ideas in less than 10 minutes on your own. So AI actually helps you do that and it's lovely. Okay. So go ahead and try it maybe after the class. Okay. So I'm going to leave you guys and run away now. I have to just chip in. All right. I wish I had more time, but it's all good. It's fine. I hope you guys have been with me so far, and I hope you follow through and you understand what we've been talking about. Do you have questions? Feel free to throw it. Okay. Feel free to throw your question.
I have a question.
Okay. All right then.
You made mention about doing like what does the template let me say the company, what does the company actually need from me, like something special on your answer. But what happens in a case where, like, is there ever a case whereby what you actually want to do to the company is different from what they want from you? Although you can do what they want from you, but like, you feel like yours is better, something like that. What do you think that kind of situation?
Okay, you're talking of a situation where what you want to offer to a company, or maybe what you want to offer is different from what they want you to offer them, but
Yes,
you're capable of
yes, I
doing
mean,
what
what you're offering is actually better than probably what the company
right.
or offer.
Well,
Depends on
yeah,
maybe like
that's
something.
right. These are real life situations, really. It's fine, right? It's fine. I always advise the first thing you do is actually to, since you said you can't offer what they want, go ahead and start offering what they want, right? Maybe for the time being, for the shortest of time, show them you can offer what they want, and then chip in that it can be this way. Like you said, what you want to offer is better, right? Obviously you've tested that it's better, you know that it's better, so you can easily tell them, hey, look, this is actually supposed to be like this, or this can be like this, and you can get to some sort of results instead, right? But never try to change the mind of um allow me to use the word an employer, right? If they tell you they want it to be upside down and you can do it to be upside down, if you want to do it, go ahead and do it. If you feel like, nah, I can't be seen doing something like this, then you can easily turn it down, right? But if you feel like, I think this person, some people are still new to a lot of things, and you feel like this person doesn't understand this stuff, you can start helping, right? Help them, show them, yeah, I'm capable of turning it upside. You want me to turn it upside down? I've done that. Look at it. It's upside down, right? But it's better this way, right? It's better sideways, right? Now, when you do that, you've shown them that they can trust you and that, of course, you are very capable and you know what you're doing. All right. So that's really what I can tell you. I
Thank you,
hope you
sir.
got that. All right, awesome. So, any more questions? Jennifer, I will be handing the mic back to you. There's no more questions. All right. So, cheers, guys. I'll be taking my leave now. Bye.
Hello. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Chuka. I really appreciate yeah, you told me 10 minutes, but I think you used more than that. Thank you very, very much. Okay, so this time for questions. I think most of I don't know if anyone has any question, but I'm happy that most of us were able to ask the questions directly when the facilitators were having the session. But maybe if you have any other question, you can maybe drop it in the chat box. I would maybe send it across to each facilitator. Just for time's sake, we've gone like past the time we like scheduled for this masterclass. Thank you so much for joining our masterclass today. Like I said, this masterclass is brought to you by Paperclip, a writing and editing service by Spurt. Um, you can always, in case you have let's say your company, you have write anything you want to write, you need a translation service, business writing service, a copywriting service, a proofreading service, editing service, or any type of thing. So fast it concerns writing or it concerns editing, you can always reach out to us. Uh, you can reach out to Spurt, or let's see, you can reach out to us on Paperclip. Just you can check our websites to see like more services we offer. You can also send an email to us at paperclip@spurt.group, on our website www.paperclipediting.com, on Twitter at Paperclip Editing, and on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn on Paperclip Editing. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, and I think we were able to learn a thing or two. I hope we're able to take the insights which each and every one of us has gotten, because I think I just have a lot. Because I'm also someone who writes. I think I'll be able to use the insights I got from this to like refine and make my work better, which I think is the same with everyone. Thank you so much for staying with us for more than, I think it's more than 3 hours now. We do appreciate, we do hope to see you in our next event, which is next month. Keep an eye on your emails for our future events, and we hope to see you. Just in case you have any question, like I said, you can always reach out to us at info@spurt.group, or you can check us on LinkedIn and send a direct message just in case you missed the email address I said. Thank you so much, everyone, and do have a pleasant day ahead. Thanks. Bye.